Hello, this is Dark Mark, the goth comedian, with another awkward intro, as you can see by my posture, trying to stay in the Zoom frame. But this week we had my friend and A plus guest, Orpheus Black. He's a pro dom, he's a life coach, sex coach, Renaissance man, and always brings just thoughtful and hilarious conversation and accoutrements to the show. And we also had comedian, actress, writer Vanja Renee, who was on the show earlier this year and immediately became one of our A plus guests. And of course, Nicole Six, my co-host. And once again, we had a little problem with as far as taping the show, which is unfortunate because before the show, Vanya, Orpheus, and I were talking old school rap, talking about Positive K, Big Daddy Kane, Father MC, all these obscure early 90s rappers before Nicole's time, and she had no idea what we were talking about. She did mention that Regulate is her jam, and we just were talking. The conversation was flowing from the minute the four of us got in the studio, which I knew it would, because everybody has a very unique energy and is super hyper intelligent and just hilarious and provocative. And so I just actually just went in and just started the show because we were just in the middle of conversation. If I didn't do that, we would never have started the show. And if I didn't end the show when I did, we'd still be talking. I can't wait for you to hear this conversation. And Orpheus busted out a new surprise, something he's never done on the show before, and you can't believe who participated in the naughty hijinks. So even though you missed a little bit of the beginning of the show, because we're going to start the show in progress, there's over 2 hours of some of the most stimulating conversation you'll ever hear and all sorts of crazy, naughty, dark mark hijinks. Check it out, and thank you for listening, and thank you for watching.
Hey, what kind of necklaces do you have, Anya? Like, do you have any sort of, like, items that are special to you?
You know what? I don't have any jewelry lately. I did have something in my bag that I was wearing before. Like it had like an ankh on it, and what else? And the Eye of Horus.
Okay.
And only because those things have appeared in my life, and even on.
You.
Oh yeah.
Oh no, she's.
Oh no, they're
we in the same boat.
Oh yeah.
Then. No, it's
the ancestors have awoken. They're like, hello, we're here.
We were talking about her spirit guides last time, and now I did actually drop you off and go into your apartment. So the spirit guide saw me. So did your cats, Leo and Pepper. And what did they say?
Yeah.
Because you never told me.
What's that?
What did they say?
What did they say about me?
Oh, they didn't. You know what? I'll have to go back to them and talk about that.
We'll figure it out.
They have some very strong feelings.
Well, since you didn't ask them before, I think we got the answer. But now,
let's just not ask.
Orpheus.
Yes.
Now,
I forgot. I also have ADHD. So.
Well, I know. Well, trust me, I know. But Orpheus. Now we were talking about. Now, what were we talking about? We were talking about.
Fashion.
So fashion. We were talking about fashion. We were talking about the jacket. You're always fashionable.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I used to be in design, so I mean, I've designed for America's Best Dance Crew. I've designed outfits for True Blood. I've been in magazines. I've done stuff for Playboy. I love design anything. I've designed interiors. I've designed clothes, and I used to be a fashion purchaser.
Oh,
so
wow.
People used to contact me to purchase them, and I go downtown LA with their measurements, get all kinds of clothing, come back and style people. So I've always been a part of fashion.
Right.
It's just absolutely something about me as a person.
I found out something we have in common.
What's that?
Which was odd.
What's her name?
Don't worry about the headphones. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I'm like,
don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
I'm not wearing mine.
No, it's. What we have in common is that we both sold toner over the phone.
Oh,
that was my first job in L.A.
Did we work in the same space?
Maybe Hollywood and Vine.
No.
Okay.
I worked with Maya at Canoga Park.
Okay, well, sounds like you had better trainers than I did because they brought you aside. And my friend got me the job when I first moved to LA when I was 25. And like the second day, like at break at 10 o'clock, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go to the bathroom and leave because I couldn't do it.
Right. Oh no, I was there till the feds locked the door.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
and this is going back to the 90s when Father MC and Positive K had songs because, you know, this was you're selling printer toner over the phone.
Yo,
I thought you meant facial toner.
No, I've done that too.
The best part about getting that job is every other person was a porn star. Like everybody. It just so happened.
Oh, because it was in Canoga Park. I was in Hollywood, and every other person looked like they just got out of prison.
Is there like a lot of?
And Canoga Park is the porn capital of the world.
Got it. Now
or used to be the porn capital of the world.
Right.
And so
now it's Orpheus' house.
So I had no idea that was going to lead me. that was going to lead me in the direction that I went.
Okay.
Because I started meeting porn stars, and they were like working these odd jobs to fill in between gigs.
Right.
And so the guy who was managing the row over was like, I'm like, I seen you before, but he's like, shh, don't worry, don't. Right? And I'm like, man, where do I know you from? And I kept thinking about it. Like, where have I seen you before?
Asking me, man.
I'm not gonna say his name.
I'll show you by the urinal.
I'm not gonna say his name, but he was big in porn at the time, and he was like, dude, you don't know where you living? Like, you don't know where you're at?
He said that.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how people talk.
And so he went, and so they used to have like parties afterwards, and so. One day he's like, hey man, come to this little party, just keep it on the hush, and we can have a good time and da 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 da. And so I went to my first little porn party. It was actually during work.
Okay. Oh wow!
It was actually during work, and so I went over to my first little porn party, and I was like, this is wild, man. I can't. This is not my scene.
Right.
Oh, and behold, guess where I wind up in the porn industry? You know.
It's your scene now.
Exactly. Now it's me. And actually, that guy's Christian now. Now he's like, oh, you're a sinner. But hey, he was one of my gateway drugs, you know, into the scene.
You've been nominated for XBiz, AVN, Urban X Award. You won Urban X Awards?
No, I've never won any award. I got 3 nominations from Urban X. I got 3 AVNs nominations. I've got 2 XBizes. So I've been nominated for every award.
That's right. You're the Susan Lucci Porn Awards.
The Susan Lucci Awards. Exactly.
Wait, she didn't get one yet?
No, she did finally.
She got wasn't it honorary though?
Like a lifetime achievement award,
exactly.
or lifetime non-achievement award.
Exactly. And you know what? And here's the thing: I was in Rough Sex 2, which was the second biggest porn of all time.
Well, wait a second. Let me. I just want to bookmark that. Rough Sex 2.
Yeah, this for my notes. Wait. So you're fucking in it, or you're? Oh yes.
Yeah.
Speaking of porn.
Okay.
Are you aware of a porno that is consistent? It's a series called Pascal's Subsluts. It's a British dominatrix BDS.
No.
Yeah. So these.
Oh yeah.
So these 2 guys, because the cameraman gets into it, these 2 guys will have a different female porn star on, and they'll be choking, they'll be spanking, sometimes tying down, and they could just do like some lighter BDSM that the housewives in England all watch. And I found it totally fascinating.
And apparently somebody that lives in Koreatown too.
I don't watch porn. Actually, I've never watched porn. And especially when I started knowing people, like I'm the prudiest, kinky dude on the planet of my friend group.
Right.
People are like, dude, let's watch this porn. I'm like, I don't. First of all, I want to watch a porn with a bunch of dudes.
That'd be weird.
Yeah, no, that's
weird for me.
But you're in porn though, right? So it's just
they're my friends.
You like making porn.
Yeah, I like.
Yeah, you're like, I don't want to go to watch work.
But exactly, I want to put that down. I'm like a nerd. Like I'm like into anime and comic books and aside from my craft.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like if I'm not doing kink, sex, whatever, research, writing a book, doing something like that, I'm perfecting my skills. If I'm not perfecting my skills, then I'm nerding out. I don't have time to put a DVD in and watch somebody fuck.
Well, nobody does that anymore. They all do it on the phone.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I watch everything on.
It shows you how long it's been since I watched it.
It's been a while, yeah. So, yeah, there's no DVDs anymore. Because I usually don't watch porn. My joke is I jerk off to Lifetime movies, and I do. But
Victoria's Secret catalogs.
I have.
Do they still come out?
No, that's the best stuff.
No, that's good stuff.
That was for all of the young people.
I actually and I probably shouldn't say this, but I did find a porn site that I like recently. But tell me what porn you like.
It's out there.
Type or what?
Yeah, no, that's fine. It's a safe space.
Oh, I would love some. Oh yeah,
it's a safe space. There's no judgment.
Yeah, no, it's funny because I heard you when you were talking about nerding out and liking hentai and all of that. I was like, Thank you, sweet.
And you know,
I said anime. She said
Oh,
hentai.
no.
But
I think you're getting getting psychic vibes from.
I revealed
I
myself.
watch a lot of hentai.
Me too.
First of all, I watch a lot of hentai too.
I told myself.
I gotta start watching hentai.
I'm a huge fan of hentai.
I'm tentacles, baby.
Okay, so
Hentai is
you're to that.
The thing about hentai is you can do anything in it.
Anything.
That's right.
Yeah.
The breasts are perfect. The tentacles are perfect.
The
Everything-
situation.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's
You
always,
can do so
can do
much,
anything.
and the moral repercussions are not there because
don't feel
they
bad
are
for
not
watching it.
real.
Right.
right. You're
Yeah.
like, did she really enjoy this, or you know?
Right.
I
Sometimes when I'm
have
watching,
seen some things I can't unsee, but I'm still watching.
And I'm good
Right,
with it.
right.
I'm good with it.
and that's the thing, because I like pretty out there stuff.
You don't
right?
say.
Like I've watched stuff. If someone were to walk in on it, they're like, "Are you okay?" Like,
When you talk
Are
about
you-
your
No,
history.
no.
right? They're like,
Knowing you, I'd be like, that makes perfect sense.
yeah, they're like, "You need some therapy? Are you okay?" I'm
Yeah.
like, "No, I love it. Shut up."
You know what? Here's the thing. Everybody talks about coming out the closet sexually, and that's something you do once. But kink is a perpetual. It's like a Schrodinger's kink. You know what I mean? Like it's one door leads to another door, which leads to another door. Soon as you become comfortable with the first kink,
Yeah,
it's the next kink.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's the next
And
kink.
it's so individual. Like I don't think everybody doesn't need to be let in on the things that turn you on. Like,
Right.
and I'm
in my case,
like an ex. Right. Well.
Okay, well,
like an
we're
ex of mine, and I
gonna
don't-
get to that.
Right, like an ex of mine, I don't want to say it. He really liked like grandma porn. Like she had to be very old, and he was just like really into that. And I was surprised by that. But I like a lot of crazy stuff. And here's the thing about him.
Well, I'll tell you the porn website I recently found that I was like, I'm enjoying it, but I know it's not something that's going to carry over into my personal life.
XNXX.
It doesn't have to.
No, XNXS that's just a general porn thing. No.
Wait. What is? I'm missing this.
It's
XNXS
that's like
is the name of the
Pornhub
porn.
and,
Yeah, the
and
porn
X
site.
videos. It's
Oh,
just
okay.
a
My
site.
favorite.
So
What were you gonna say?
you know how I like pasty white girls.
Yeah.
Pasty white girls. So this is very weird.
Did they get?
I stumbled on. I was just kind of fooling around on my phone. There's and this is weird, and it's not gonna.
I love how the camera's on me while you say this.
No, okay.
Crazy.
Well, I'll put it on Orpheus.
Like while you say this weird
Okay.
stuff.
It's a site called Blacked, and what this is are white girls that try fuck black guys for the first time.
Oh,
And but let me tell you what. First off, the stories are good. The production value is good.
Yeah.
It's not a
That's
bunch
weird.
of. It's not a bunch of close-ups of somebody's asshole, gaping asshole.
I don't like that.
And
Me neither.
and all of the girls are so white
Oh, they
to
do
be
that
in
on purpose?
contrast with the
Right?
black guy. But I know, like, I'm gonna watch too much of it, and then I'll be with a girl and be like, "Yeah, you like that big black dick?" And it's like, "No,
Wait a minute.
no, I do." But what are you doing? That's so.
That's crazy.
No, but there were a couple of them. I'm like,
so
hey, this is kind of arousing me. I like this. So
You know what? I like that you like that. You know what I mean? Like, for me, I couldn't get into it. The politics of it would be just too much.
Well, the fact that
Like,
you gotta call it blacked and all of that, like, just fuck who you want. Like, why does it have to be a thing?
But I mean, the
What
girls
do
are
you think?
the girls are so pale though.
Yeah,
It's not that because when
I
you
fuck
come
who I want.
when you come
I
up in
know you
when
do.
you come
You know
up
that.
when you come up in porn, the thing that you'll notice is there's a such thing as sex, right? But then you go into a porn place, into a where they're selling the DVDs. Let's say back in the days,
Right.
and they're like, okay, here's the sex. It's all white.
Yeah.
And then you say, well, where are the black people? Oh, in niche. It's a niche or specialty.
Right.
Or this or interracial, right?
Right.
It's never this
Just
thing.
people having sex.
Exactly. And so for
Interesting.
me, the politics of it doesn't let me
So
enjoy it. Now,
silly.
don't get me wrong. I got
I hear you.
I got 4 partners, right?
I was going to ask that. I always ask that. I always try to get the count every time you're on.
Well, it's pretty much the same thing. I like to have long-term relationships, but you know,
More than
I
one
have,
at a time.
I have a partner who is white and very pale. Right.
Okay.
And we go out all the time. And before that, I had, another person who kind of had that Betty Page feel, very pasty,
Right.
black bangs, black jet, black hair,
Uh-huh.
the whole thing. That's great. But the politics behind it, You know what I mean? When I watch it, I just can't enjoy it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Trust me, it wasn't something I sought out. I just stumbled upon it.
Hey, you know what? You should be able to enjoy whatever you want. It has nothing to do with your preference,
right?
But it does have to do with the politics of sex and sexuality,
right?
Because I can tell you, I went for my first kink job. Mm-hmm. They said we're looking for a dominant, and it was with back pages, and I went, and they were like, nobody's gonna believe that a black dominant exists.
Because
you're but you are. You did break that glass ceiling. You are the Jackie Robinson of Black Dom.
Well, you know what? Master Aaron was the first,
right?
And he had a short run. I was the next, right? And so for me, that was breaking that ceiling and really coming in and saying there is a such thing as black male dominance, because at that point in time there wasn't. There was only bucks, bulls, and switches. They didn't exist. And so I was like, there's no way in fuck I'm standing here in your face. And he said, but I'm not here to change the industry.
Right.
That's not how you're depicted on film. That's not how you're depicted on video.
Right.
How do you feel about being a fetish? Like the concept of the fact that black men in porn would be like a fetish thing.
Right. It's called living as a black man. You know what I mean? Like, I understand that when I meet most black women, they're looking for a very specific thing. I'm sorry. When I deal with most white women, they're looking for a very specific thing. They're like, oh, you're going to be, you're really well endowed, and you're going to be very aggressive, and you're going to be very hypersexual, and you're going to be
surprised.
No, that's what I said the first time you were on. I said that, like, what if you did have a small dick, and you're like, it's too late.
Yeah. Like, it's over now. I'm like, I'm in.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, there's a pressure on on a good portion of black men to be, I mean, super well endowed. I mean, I just say if you were averaging out, you know, most people are the same. Right. Most men are the same, no matter what your ethnicity. There are some people on every end who are demographically bigger.
Right.
And there are people on each end that are demographically smaller. Right. But the expectation that black men have to live up to is really crazy. The politics behind it is crazy.
Right.
And so, and lastly, the fact that we use slave breeding terms in these spaces is really difficult for me.
I'm sure.
Like what? What are they?
When you call a buck and a bull is what they used to refer to as the breeders in slave pens.
I didn't know what were you referring to when you said it.
Yeah, well,
what is that?
Well, a buck is a buck or a bull are very well endowed men, but the traditional term comes from black men being bred, and breeding. Right. But we were using those terms in porn.
Oh, we are using that term
in kink. Right. Now it can apply to lots of people, but we still use the term Queen of Spades or King of Spades. Queen of Spades is a white woman who likes to play with black men. Right. But the term spades is a negative term.
Well, I know what the term is,
Right. So they'll say Queen of Spades.
Oh God. We have to stop that altogether.
But you have a YouTube video. We didn't really get to it last time about being the first black girlfriend, and it's very funny.
Well,
and you combat those stereotypes.
Yeah, it's funny you were saying all those things about everybody's almost the same, and there's differences in all races.
Basically saying my dick is bigger than his.
I've dated all the races. I don't know there's.
Okay, I just wanted to be clear. I'm definitely not. But we talked about dicks. We talked about dicks once because we did a comedy show and somebody was talking about I don't like a big dick. I like an average dick. And you agreed.
Definitely. Oh yeah, big dick hurts. I like average dick, but I think I've been with people that break the stereotypes on all like the biggest Asian guy. I saw the biggest dick I've seen in a while. It was the Asian guy. Then another very large white guy from Kentucky. And I mean, look, I've been that sounds bad. Are we taping this?
Yes, we're taping this. Okay,
that sounds bad.
Let's get on. Let's get to what we're talking about.
No,
Nicole, you had something you wanted to say? Okay, no. Your experience in BDSM. Obviously, you are not a professional, but you are. I know you do.
And I'm good. I'm good at that. I used to like that a lot.
But you're submissive. Mm-hmm. Or are you dominant? You have been dominant. You've switched a few times.
You know what's funny? I feel I don't know where to start with that. I think I'm going to start with, and I always talk about this lately. I kind of had a spiritual awakening, which made me pivot on some things. Mm-hmm. I've always been a sub, but I think after I had that awakening, I got more in touch with my body, and I didn't need to find pleasure in someone else using my body for pleasure.
Okay.
I was starting to able to feel okay in my own body and
That's good.
get pleasure from theirs, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I can count on my fingers how many times I've actually feel like I've taken control of a situation in bed and then allowed myself to come.
Right.
From somebody else's body in the way that I would give it to somebody else. Sorry if that sounds boring, but that's
No, it's not. I mean, well, sounds like it's boring for you. But.
I'm not. And maybe it's a sex addiction, but I don't. Now I'm not. You know how I say sex addiction because you go through moments where you're having lots of sex and then you don't need it at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
not me, because I never get it, so I very rarely get it. So yeah. So trust me, I'm addicted to it, but I very rarely get it. I'm always looking for my fix.
Yeah, maybe because it's so easy for women to get it. You could just go through a phase where you're just like, give me a break.
That's exactly what it is.
But when did you first experiment with submissiveness?
Unfortunately, probably not in the way that I'm.
Well, I mean,
you mean using it as a kink? Okay.
Using it as a kink.
Experimented with it, like physically, or I guess I started watching a lot of submissive porn. I think. You know what?
Should watch Pascal Subsluts.
Really?
Pascal Subspace Hentai. What was that? What was the one you were in?
Which one? Oh, rough sex.
Rough sex too.
I'll tell you, even my first sexual experience when I was a virgin, I lost my virginity to a guy who I told him to tie me up and then fuck me. So that was.
Why did you do that?
Because
That's what you saw in porn.
I probably saw porn like that. Yeah,
right.
And I was tying myself up even when I was masturbating.
Really?
As a kid.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm so interested in this.
Yeah.
This is not boring anymore.
I was boring.
No, you were
enlightenment.
never boring. You know that.
About being enlightened and coming into
Okay.
my own.
Here's the thing, because this is what I deal with, and this is what I write books about. You know what I mean? Is desire. You know, one of the things I love about
somebody got a booty call.
Buddhist, the master Buddhist Dogen. He said, no desire is a sin because all desires are longing to feel whole and complete.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Right? And so when a person is capable of speaking to their desires, it is up to that person to receive that desire and say whether they want to do it or not. And if they do it safely.
Mm-hmm.
To me, that's really the thing.
Absolutely.
I love to hear a person say, I want, I need, I desire, I hunger, I long for. That to me, that's a turn on.
Absolutely.
Right? And now, being forceful with it, don't make me do it. You know what I mean? Because I've had women who are like, you have to do this or you have to do that. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I don't have to do nothing but stay black and die.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So for me, that's not a thing. But I love to hear the fantasy, the motivation, the longing, the hunger behind what it is that they crave.
Right.
So if a person says, tie me up and fuck me, I'm like, in what position?
Right.
Where, how? Do we want to hang you from the ceiling? Do we want to tie you down? Do we want to bring you up? Do you want to be hog-tied? Do you want balls in your mouth? Like, you know what I mean? And, like, do you have any injuries? Like, because we're going to make this happen.
Right.
We're going to leave.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. But so for me, the whole goal.
If only I thought about the balls in your mouth line, I would have done it in there. I would have. God damn it! So go ahead.
So for me, when you go into it, the whole goal of being a dom is to be a safe space for a woman's exploration,
right?
For a partner's exploration,
right?
That is it. As long as you can be a safe space, people will come to you and say, "Hey, you want to try this? Do you want to do this?
Uh-huh.
Are you capable?" Because I feel safe with you to have this exploration. When people feel tentative and resident, they don't say what it is that they want, what it is that they need.
Right.
Right.
So how do you express that?
So first of all, my thing is always ask questions, because I think it takes courage to ask a question. It takes compassion to answer it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? A person really, what do you want? What do you need? What do you long for?
Right.
I never ask what nobody's into.
Okay.
Because I don't know if you're into that with me.
Right.
I want to know, what do you want to do with me?
Right.
Who do you feel like being with me? That's another thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because do you want to be submissive? Do you want to be dominant? Do you want to take charge? Do you want to be tied? Who do you want to be? You want to be the damsel in distress?
Right.
Right? Because the mind is the leader. The body follows.
Right.
So if I can help them drop into something that feels good, maybe push an edge, maybe go into that space, and I can be that safe space, that's part of my kink, is being the safe space for their growth and development.
Right.
Right? So to me, if a person's going to say this is about you, this is about them, or this is about us, that's my 3 stages.
Right.
Right? Is this for me? Is this for you? Is this for us? Because if it's for me, I know what I want.
Right.
If this is for you, how can I be a safe space for you? Right? What is your safe word? Red. What do you want me to do when you say red?
Right.
Oh, I want you to slow down. I want you to back away, or I just want you to give me a moment. Okay, so what I'm hearing from you is you want me to either slow down or stop or back away. Is that okay? Yeah. Well, let me demonstrate to you that I'm capable of doing this. Give me your hands, and I try and demonstrate that I'm capable. I know what the safe word is. I know what my job is, so you know I'm not going to make excuses later on. Now let's talk about what you desire. Right. I'll keep your confidence. I'll never share this thing with anybody else. You can tell me your secrets. I'm a safe space for your secrets, for your desire.
Right.
And all that happens before the body happens.
Okay.
You feel what I'm saying? Like, to me, that's the thing. But most men, and I'm just talking about, because I'm genderizing this conversation because I'm talking about my counterparts, right?
Right.
Most men think with their dick.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, but honestly, we think with our dick, but you have the presence of mind to back away, but you are thinking with your dick.
I'm not thinking with my dick because here's the thing. At the end of the day, I'll get what I want.
Right.
At the end of the day, that's built into the equation.
Well, you also have 4 women at home that take care of their dick.
Well, again, you're absolutely right. I'm not going to say that you're wrong, but what I'm saying is at the end of the day, I have to say, is this for me? If it's for me, then I can think with my dick, or I can think with something else. I can think with my floggers. I can think with my rope.
Right.
What do I want to do with that person? Because my hunger isn't just one-dimensional.
Right.
It's not just dick. Sometimes it's seeing them bound. Sometimes it's seeing them with the fire. Sometimes it's my hand around their neck. Sometimes it's me spanking them. I want to see the little red tush. I want to see them crawl across the floor.
Right.
I'm going to get what I want in that space, or at least I'm going to speak to it. Right? But if they're a good partner, if you satiate them, they'll want to satiate you.
Yes.
Right? That's
for sure.
reciprocity.
That's for sure.
If they don't, then they're not the person I want to deal with. And so if we have to make this entire night about them and their exploration for that, then I'm good.
Right.
But if it comes back around and we want to hook up again and it's always about them, that's not someone I want to play with.
Right.
Yeah.
You've been very quiet, Vanja.
Oh no, I have to
uncharacteristically so.
No, I have to be careful because my ADHD has gotten way over the top.
But you were just concentrating very much on one of these.
Right. Well, I'm just working really hard not to cut people off anymore because that's been my thing, and I've been.
It's a talk show. You can do it.
Yeah. Well, I've been talked to about it. I like to remain.
You and I are so much alike in that way because our minds are going a mile a minute.
Yeah.
And we always like to we just think of funny stuff and we just interject.
Right, but I have to be careful.
And Orpheus is so the opposite.
Yeah. No, well, you got to let people have their. You don't want to. Here's the thing: when you have ADHD, you're like, "Oh, I got this thought. I got to say it," and it's like, "No, you don't. Just let it go."
Okay.
But you're gonna lose it.
All right. So now is your time to speak.
There's nothing. Well, that's the thing. You also lose it.
Okay.
So now there's not. So the only thought I did have was this. I don't need anything else but the point that you were making earlier, but safety. I think that's what is. If I feel safe, then it's no holds barred.
Right.
Then it's all I really care about is passion. Is it passionate? Is it hot? Are we here together? Is it spiritual? Am I staring in your eyes? Are you staring back into mine? Are we gonna go anywhere with that? Like because you can now. I don't know what the night is gonna bring. I couldn't even walk in and say, "Well, I want this to happen tonight." Whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen, and it might be wild. You might. The guy might be choking me up against a wall. We might be on the floor now. Maybe we're so passionate now. He's going to tie me up. Who knows? But I can't have that thing logically planned out. It's but I just want to be in the moment. But if someone's not in the moment, if I catch you not even, I don't know, you feel it when they're not there. Maybe they're into the sex, but they're looking down. Look at me in my eyes, so I can be there with you. It's not. I want to be
both
here
me and
in
Mark
this moment.
are staring you down now.
Right. We're both trying to make eye contact. And you're deliberately avoiding us and looking at Nicole.
Oh yeah, eye contact is hot. Are you here with me? Right, and that is so sexy because people don't allow themselves to be vulnerable in that way nowadays.
Right. But that's the thing. Is when we talk about eye contact, I don't think we're actually talking about eye contact. We're talking about being present.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's like, can you be with me in the moment? Can you send your energy in my direction?
Yeah.
Can you make me the focus? Because most people don't like bondage, right? They don't like bondage, mental, physical, or emotional, right? What they like to be is the focus of a process, because it's very rare that we get the significance of being focused on. Someone seeing me in this moment, seeing me in this way, enjoying, just looking at me, hearing me, feeling me. Like, my ears hear, but I'm listening to you, which is something my entire body has to do. And that's the thing that I think doms do often better than anyone else, because I have to feel you through a flogger, feel you through a paddle, feel you through your moans. I have to perceive you on the deepest level humanly possible. Right? Or I'm not doing my job, and it doesn't start during sex. It doesn't start during play. It starts when I'm texting you, feeling your energy. It starts when I'm saying, I'm thinking about or talking to you on the phone or telling you where to go or how to pick up or how to dress. I'm feeling how they want to be when they walk in. It's not just, hey, do this, do that. It's not just a hug and a pat and let's go to the bedroom. It's, hey, sit down, let's talk, let's connect, let's be in that moment.
I do specifically like eye contact, though, too. I specifically
don't say.
I specifically like eye contact, and I like to see you loving my body and loving what I'm doing on you. Like, I love I want you taking all that shit in and enjoying it. And I want to know that it's in the moment. It's not, this is what I do. I'm going to do that. And I look at that. It's like, I want it for Vanya, like me and your, but I love the part about.
As she averts her gaze.
She just dissed me like
no, she just as both. She's just as both. She's no, she just as both because she looked at my eyes briefly. She looked in your eyes briefly, and I was like, I can't do this. I can't do this. I'm gonna get sucked in.
No, it's just it's like it can't be for anybody else but me. That moment. I mean, you could have the kind of sex with them that you have, but the sex you have with me is mine. It is of the moment. I'm taking in Vanya in this way, and I'm taking in that person in that way.
Right.
I don't. And you're not on an assembly line with a bunch of other people. But here's I do like the part of the communicating first. I love the part of communicating first, because if anybody walks in and they straight up just want to have sex the moment they walk in, I'm thrown off.
Oh, yeah, no.
Yeah.
Oh,
Don't walk to my bedroom. Don't come to my house, walk to my bedroom. Like, you need to get the fuck out.
Right. There has to be I think of them almost as rituals. There has to be a little dance that happens.
Why would somebody do that? Why would somebody do that?
Because I'm good at sex.
Well, I know that. But, I mean, I understand. I understand that that's what they eventually want, but you don't start there.
Even my booty calls still seduce me. And that's what that is. That moment of where you're talking. Maybe we're going to pour each other a drink. Maybe you're going to have some fun and flirt a little. That's seduction. And it is important to leading up to have sex.
Right.
Like, if you have sex with no seduction, it's just boring.
Plus, I'm turned on by the conversation.
You have to be taught how to do that now.
Right. Yeah. Well, nobody could communicate since the pandemic. Nobody knows how to communicate.
Like again, that's what I'm saying. It's like it's an active process. You have to practice how to make eye contact, how to hold presence, not just make presence, not just connect, but how to hold it.
Right.
And not feel uncomfortable, because some people want to do it, but they feel uncomfortable in doing it.
Right.
Right. Especially especially guys. It's hard for them to step into that moment and be present with another human being and be vulnerable, because if I'm seeing you, you're seeing me.
Especially these days when everybody's isolated.
Exactly.
But I will tell you, I'm getting better at it, because I had a woman ask me if I had astigmatism, because she's like, "Do you have astigmatism, or you're hypnotizing me?" I was like, maybe a little of both. But here's the thing.
But I have stopped someone and told them to leave because I wasn't getting any eye contact. I guess maybe that's my kink.
You didn't tell me that.
Nice. You do provide a lot of eye contact. But, I mean, we were in the middle of fucking, so I'm like, where's your mind right now? Like, who are you looking at then? Like, you're just, he just couldn't bring his eyes up. I was like, you can look at me. I like that you're here with me.
Right.
And he says, oh, that's just a thing in my country. I was like, I don't think so.
In your country.
Yeah, I'm like, no.
Was that the guy? Was that the guy who took a shit in your toilet?
That was the other. Yes.
Okay.
Well, okay, there was a guy. It was the second.
But he didn't use air freshener.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that guy. Oh my God.
You got to use air freshener. Come on.
Second date, he walks right in my bath. Doesn't even ask to use the bathroom. Doesn't even say, "Hey, by the way, I might take a." And then when he walked out, he didn't say, "Hey, it was nothing." It was just like, oh, okay, you got that, okay. And then I walk in because I'm getting ready. I'm doing my makeup. I walk in, mouth is open. I'm like, come on.
Oh, dude.
Come on, dude. And I had the air freshener right there. You didn't even use it. It felt like a move. And it definitely was.
Oh, he was marking his territory.
I think so.
Oh, okay.
It was definitely a move.
Well,
Orpheus.
Now, so you were talking about learning how to communicate. Now, so I took your quiz on OrpheusBlack.com.
Wait, what?
I can almost guess what
There's a
you
quiz?
are.
Okay, let's see if you can guess. Now, tell her about the quiz.
So I have a dominant archetypal assessment test, basically to help people understand their dominant archetype, to create a framework to kind of channel their dominance. And so we have father, we have magician, we have director, and we have king, right? And those are the ones. And most of the people who take the dominant archetypal assessment test come up with mostly father, right?
Okay.
And that's a loving authority figure, right? And then it's the magician, which is a person who leads with their intellect. Right, and then there's the director, a person who's really about commanding and telling people where to do, and then the king, which is a archetypal narrative that leads by example.
Okay,
right.
So take a wild guess.
So I would say king is last or least. I would say that you're probably a father archetype predominantly because you're a loving, caring human being, right? You lead with love, you lead with your heart,
right?
I would say probably next you are a director, actually, because you run a business and you're really capable and you know what you want. When you're in that space, then I would say magician next and then king.
You got it exactly right. I'm a 40% king.
Wow.
I'm 20% director. I think I'm 20% magician, and I don't think I'm any king.
I think you are.
Well, I don't think it came up in the quiz, but I'm sure there's some king in there somewhere.
Oh, definitely.
Right.
You know,
that's what I got to find. I got to figure out how to be more of a king, probably.
I think what you should do is really understand that the part that makes you amazing is the fact that you're a loving authority figure who's capable of leading from a heart space.
Right.
And find people who respect that.
Right.
And if they can't respect that, then they're not the right person for you.
Right.
Right? I think that you are capable of going into an authoritative, tell you what to do space when you're sexually turned on. And that's okay too, but it's not your primary way of being. Right? So it's okay to go into those spaces, and I'm quite sure you're knowledgeable, and if you want to mentor or tutor or lead from an educational place, that would be good too. But find people who love you for your heart.
Okay.
And that's really the place to like.
And I mean, I don't know how seriously you take your Buddhism, but it would be, you are a person that cares about people as they are. And you have to accept that. Like, that's not going to change. Even if you want to become more of a dominant personality, you're still going to care about that person as they are. Your needs are going to become, how can I provide for them? And that's something that you think of. And that's really good because most of society, regardless of what they tell you, is looking for provision. We're looking for safety, as Vanja mentioned. We're looking for someone that's going to help us feel comfortable and secure. Women are always looking to feel secure. So there's nothing wrong with being a father type. I think that actually that gives you, I mean, there's a lot of women who like that. A lot of women.
Right.
So I think you should embrace it.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, Vicky.
And there's a bunch of people who are really scared to navigate that inner child.
Right.
The animus, right? And because there's pain in that space and there's trauma, but there's a lot of unintegrated aspects of the feminine psyche that people are scared to share. Right. And when they're in that loving space, they can say, you know what, this thing happened to me. And there's things I need to talk about and discuss, but I need to do it with someone who loves me. Someone who cares for me, someone who has my best interest.
And you're sapiosexual, so that's good for you.
Yeah.
That means there's a lot of conversation you can have.
Right, no, absolutely.
Right, me too. I love that conversation. That's why I was saying I don't like, when someone who's just motivated by the sexual act. It's like, I love sex. It's great. But I don't just love I love the conversation first, right? And so that is the real turn on. That's the real kink. And if that's there and the safety's there and sort of a...
But is it? Is it? Because this is the whole thing. And we discussed this a little bit last time. And this is part of the reason I want to start taking some of your courses because, and this is in all aspects of my life, sexual, work, just you were a salesman. Everything's a sale.
Yeah.
And I have no problem talking to people, talking to strangers, just getting them and getting them very engaging conversations. It's getting what I want, and closing has always been my problem.
But if I may speak, bluntly, I think that the problem is if you have an unhealthy relationship with power. right? Because when you're in the space of power, really power is the ability to produce the outcomes that you're looking for while it's beneficial to you without being detrimental to someone else.
Right.
And so when you cultivate power, as Max Weber defined, is the ability to act in accordance with one's will and or desire.
Right.
So if you know what you want and you believe that you have the ability to get it,
that's it.
You know what I mean? That's really where we need to really focus in on. If we really understand, like most people will manipulate or they'll force or they'll take or they'll steal because they think that's the only way that they can get what they want.
Right.
Right? Because that's what's happened to them.
Mm.
That's how people have treated them. Manipulate, use, take, steal, lie, coerce. Right? How do we heal those wounds? And then you find something that sits well with your morality and your way of being, and you're navigating those spaces. Right. Every sales room I've ever been in, I've always been one or two. I don't come.
I don't doubt that.
Yeah, I don't come into a sales room and don't put up numbers. I go up and I put up numbers, and I'm the most competitive son of a bitch on the place, but I'll never devalue myself or my customer.
Right. Nor should you.
You know, it never. Right? If it needs me to do this thing to get that sale, I'd rather pass it on to someone else.
Right.
But the same thing with women and dating, I don't down another man to make me look better.
Right.
Right? I don't use anything that I know or see to manipulate an outcome. That's not who I am. If I have to do that, then that's not me. So for me, I had to heal my relationship to power first.
Right. How did you do that?
Well, one, a lot of it was separating doing and being. Really understanding what I desire. There's things I want to do, but there's a person that I want to be.
Right.
And what's more important is being in integrity, being a human that's that worthy of having a submissive, worthy of having partners, someone who's loved and revered, more than just a sexual object. And most men debase themselves in that way, in my opinion.
Really?
Yeah. They make it's like, oh, I want to have sex. I want to have sex. No, define sex.
Right.
Tell me what sex is. If you can put a definition to it, I can help you get it, but I bet you can't. Because if it's penis and vagina, then that's not just sex, that's intercourse. If sex and intercourse were the same thing, they would be called the same thing. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So sex, if you're telling me you're having bad sex or not enough sex, tell me what sex is and we'll get it for you.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's the hard part for most of the men that I coach. Once we can isolate the desire, we can find the method for getting it that works within your integrity. And then it comes down to four things: language, action, meaning, purpose. How do you want to talk? What are the step-by-step processes you're going to take to get it? What does it mean to you to have it? And what's the role that it plays in your life? That's it. At the end of the day, that's it. That's the whole mechanism.
Right.
And once we go through that process, guess what? They start producing the outcomes that fit well with them, and they find what they're looking for. And I can tell you, it's never what you think.
Right. Now, have you ever had somebody that you work with that just wasn't able to do it?
Yeah. Most of them quit because they're more about being than doing. I specifically make my courses about being first than doing. Look, I can show someone how to tie in 10 minutes. I can show you how to flog in 10 minutes. I can show you how to spank in 10 minutes. But if you're going to be an asshole the whole time, then I'm just creating a weapon that's of mass destruction.
Right.
Right? You have to learn how to be a safe space for other people's exploration and your own before I show you how to do anything. It's like showing a villain how to do martial arts. I don't want to show you a criminal how to hurt people.
Right.
I need to make sure you're a good human being first, right? And that you know what you want and that you're not just playing out your childhood traumas.
Right.
Or getting back at your ex-girlfriend through this person.
Right.
Right? I really need you to step into integrity with yourself and then really consciously move through life in that space, because it's a lifestyle choice. That's why we call kink a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle choice.
And that's another thing, because I've had the opportunity to go out with dominatrixes in the past, and professional dominatrixes, and I pulled back. Although I like to play, but I'm not a lifestyler. But I know if I got in there, I would. Once you get in, you never get out.
You never get out.
But the last three women, my last three lovers, have all been part-time dominatrixes on the side.
But here's the thing: your way of being in the world you don't turn it on for the bedroom and turn it off. If you do, then you're not fully integrated.
Well, I don't.
Exactly. So for you, for anybody, any of us here, it's a lifestyle. But I'd rather lead with this. This is what you're getting in the bedroom. This is what you're getting out of the bedroom. I don't turn one on and turn one off. I don't have a work persona and a sex persona. This is me 24 hours. And it's hard to do that. I'm not going to say it's easy. It's hard to do that. And so sometimes someone's economics becomes an impediment.
It's hard to be a sex god and a sex instructor and be worshipped by women and have 4 partners. It's tough.
I love how you see me, bro.
Well, no, but that's what's great about when you're on the show is the dynamic between the two of us.
Well, I get it. Well, I'm just saying for me, it's there's a myth that we're telling ourselves that keeps us from really integrating who we are with who we want to be.
Right.
And that's it. If you can tell me who you want to be, I can map it out. I can make it happen.
Okay.
Whether it's through manifestation, whether it's through conscious relationship design, whatever it is, we can make it happen. But the first thing is you have to go into your desire and say, I want that.
Right.
That's
tough for me.
I was thinking about I think it's about, to me, a little bit about resistance around a thing, right? Like, for example, there were some guys that were sending me texts or something to go out, and it happened to be maybe 3 different guys that wanted to date that week. You know, I'm not special. It's just a woman.
That's your no. Well, stop it.
No, it's just
this
a
is
woman.
what this is
Anybody
weird
that.
about your dynamic.
What's that?
You know you're a beautiful woman.
Okay.
But then you react like this.
Yeah, no, that's late bloomer stuff. That's why I'm more of a nerd than anything else. But
that's hot too. That's
wait. But who at this table isn't that though?
This is 3 or 4 nerds.
We're all nerds.
Yeah.
Right? And then at some point in time we all blossomed.
Yeah.
Right?
It's a late bloomer table.
But it's not even a late bloomer table. I think that we put.
I don't think it's these
No, really? Oh, no. I didn't bloom until.
But you
3
did
years
though.
ago.
Right. But what I'm saying is the bloom people always want the flowers and not the fruit.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And it's like, if you didn't want me when I was fruit, then don't want me when I'm flowers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And
or the flowers are not the root. If you don't like my roots, then
love my nerd.
Yeah.
Right.
Love my nerd.
That's why I lead with that. I'm like, hey, everybody, I'm a nerd. What you gonna do?
Speaking of dating with you, go ahead. You were going to say.
Okay, so there were 3 guys that wanted to date, again, par for the course being a woman. That's it.
Par for the course being you.
No, it's being a woman.
Thank you.
The women are constantly, even women that people would find unattractive,
oh my God,
are still being approached by at least 2 men.
Yeah, that's why you're like, I'm taking a break. All right, so
it's very diplomatic. They get 2 women, Vanya gets 3. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I was just like, all right, well, let me decide who I'm gonna go out with this week. And I think something had happened with my schedule. I'm typically really busy, so I was trying to move some things around. I had to figure out, like, who can I move this down and figure out some things. And one of the people I had to move around, and I was waiting for him to like, oh, well, I'm busy that day, kind of come back with a little bit of a snapback.
Right.
And one goes, oh my God, you know what? It would just be a pleasure to see you anytime we have an opportunity. Sure. Just let me know what day you can do. And there was something about that, sort of like, yeah. You know what? And it'll be
that's the proper reaction.
It'll be a pleasure to see you. So when I do get to see you, and then I was like, oh, okay, well, let me get back to you on a time. And then he said something like, and if the date goes well, this is something I'd like to do regularly. Yeah, I'd like to see you regularly. Okay. And there was something about being upfront and honest right away, because you get so tired of all the manipulation. I love honesty. In fact, honesty, I would say that is my kink. If you can just say what's going on, like because my body already feels it. Women are already intuitive. We already know what's going on. So just let me put those 2 things together. Let my body feel okay with what you're saying to me. Because if you're saying something to me and my body's sort of agitated, then I don't like that, and I don't want to go on a date with you. Right. So he was direct. He laid everything out. And you know what? I ended up canceling the other 2 people and only went out with him.
Good for him.
I said, you know what? Let's move move this date up instead, and I'll see you on such and such date. And we had a great day. We ended up dating for about 3 years.
Okay.
But
good for him.
Yeah, and I always
for
tell
you.
him that. I was like, it was that honesty up front that made you stand out. And
Speaking of honesty and upfront, I had to bring this up to you.
And I think
because I love your reels.
Earlier, because I was thinking about a guy when I was talking to you. I was thinking about a guy who was just such a liar. Not that you were a liar. No, I was listening to you.
Oh wait, tell us about the liar.
You were thinking about another man.
No, I know. I was listening to you, and when I was talking about the guy that wasn't looking at me, I was thinking about this man who was just a complete womanizer, and I was just getting angry about him, and it had nothing to do with you. So I'm sorry about the energy that I was bouncing off you. And I'm back. I'm back now, baby.
Speaking of honesty,
I just got mad inside thinking about him.
Because I love your reels. I love your reels.
Fucking hate that man.
Yeah, I like the Nickelback air guitar. Now I love your reels.
Okay.
Okay. So this is a few months back. I've been meaning to ask you about this.
Uh-oh.
So because I sent this to Nicole. You had a reel about, there was something online about the worst places you could take a woman out on a date.
Oh,
and
yeah.
one of them was Red Lobster.
The girls that put that thing together, and they were like saying, Red Lobster, don't take us there. I'm like, I want to go to those places. I like Red Lobster.
Yeah, now...
That was what my video was about.
Since you posted that, are there any shrimp and cheddar biscuits left at
Oh
Red
my
Lobster?
God, so many people.
I guarantee it.
Respond to anything I put up. If I say, oh, I'm going to buy some wine, I'll get... At least, in that moment, can I get you some wine? I'm coming by your place, right? I can stop off with wine. I'm like, okay. Well, I just go online and say anything I want.
But you do that though. You do the thirst traps, and you don't say you don't.
What thirst traps are you talking about?
When the voice went high pitched.
What thirst traps are you talking about?
Tis thirst traps we are speaking.
All right, thirst traps.
Thirst traps.
I'm the most modest woman.
I'm sitting here, and I would love a guy to come over and bring me wine and bed and marry me.
And bra, right?
Yeah.
I'm only walking around in a bra. I'm modest.
This is so interesting.
And but I do it too.
You post thirst traps and ask her for wine?
And you've responded to a few of them.
Wait, you posted thirst traps?
It's funny because I had a comedian.
Nice.
I wish I remembered his name. That said that every time you post a selfie, it's a cry for help.
Who said that?
I forget, but he's very funny. And so I do that every now and then, yeah.
Oh my God.
No, he didn't say it to me. He was just saying it on stage. But I was like, so every now, I'll post selfies just to see who's reacting. A, to check my social media, and B, to see who's liking and commenting.
Well, everybody should like everything that people put up.
I gotta say it. I gotta be.
Say it. I knew this was gonna happen. Yeah. I knew you had to react to that.
No, I think, and this is just me. I think you're one of the most incredible people I've met.
Absolutely.
Right? I do. I think you're an attractive guy, and as a het man, I go, that guy's a good looking guy. He's got the heart, he's got the thing, he's got the whole package. And you know what I'm gonna say about you that I think is I sometimes say about some of my clients is one of the problems is you're the marrying type, and most people ain't ready to settle down.
Mm.
Right? And I really believe that because you're warm, you're funny, you're charming. You know what I mean? You don't have to be rich, but when a person loves you, you don't have to because you make whatever it is that you do. Mm-hmm. And one of the things that I think that most people are missing out on who you truly are.
That's the thing. I'm not presenting it.
I don't think it's not you. Okay. It's not you. It's just that type of person is undervalued. Because look, when I was an asshole and I was playing and I was doing the field, I was swimming in.
You? Come on.
Man, I was cheating. I had 25 people at the same time, and the only reason I stopped is because my mom didn't respect it. You know what I'm saying? And my mother didn't like the life I was leading. That was literally the only way I stopped. But one person hurt me, and I turned into a horrible fucking human being. Mm-hmm. And I went on a tear. Mm-hmm. And it was so easy to get laid when you're a jerk. Mm-hmm. Right? Because you know what? Everybody loves a self-fulfilling prophecy. Mm. He's a douche, but he'll change.
I'll change him.
He'll be different. He'll be this. He'll be that. And then you start doing
woman's version of liking a challenge.
Exactly. You know what I mean? I'm a fixer-upper at that point in time. I'm in the gym 24 hours. I'm doing the thing. I'm ripped. I got the big muscles and everything, and I don't give up. Right? But then there's a challenge involved, too. But for me, I'm not saying that this is all het women. I'm not saying this is all women, period. But what I'm saying is when a guy goes into that mode, There's an I don't give a fuck that's somewhat attractive, and I've never seen you in that I don't give a fuck. And I really respect the fact that you don't devolve into that way of being. You're one of the few men that I can say that don't do that.
That'd be hot though.
With
that face and that energy that you're coming off like super loving at first, and that he could totally do I don't give a fuck. Yeah. And then it's like and then. Here's what I see for you. Here's a scene I see playing out. Okay, so
do you have a test for me? Is that what's happening?
No, I'm just saying.
She's saying you.
Yeah, I'm just saying you hang out with the woman and stuff.
I mean, like the Dom test.
Yeah. So here's what I think you should do. All right, you hang out with a woman. You give her the eye contact with the eyebrow and all of that, but you don't try to close it. This is what I'm saying. Don't do. Don't even give give her the eye contact. And this is me playing the manipulator now. Give her the eye contact, but then. If she responds, let's see, give her the eye contact, but then don't go anywhere with it. Don't act interested beyond that. Just
don't even devolve into that.
No, I say
don't devolve into that shit.
Yeah, I say they don't give a fuck.
Because you know what?
Doesn't he want to?
But wait a second. Why is she telling me to do this? Why is she reacting to that?
What I'm saying is,
I'm just saying for you, the don't give a fuck would be hot if you did it. I'm not saying do it to me.
But aren't I hot enough as it is?
Yes, you are.
As I am.
But we were talking about the marrying type. You gotta act like, all right, be you. I'm sorry. All right. I was just offering that you could give him the eye contact and then you can do, and then you can just, you can do
Vanya,
the in and then out. In and out.
Vanya?
The in and out will give you, okay, so you know what?
Look at the eyebrow.
I don't give a fuck.
You're like, why are your panties still on?
Right.
Okay.
The eternal question.
Okay, so nice. Okay, well, I'll tell you this. What was? This is not about me. Look at me. Right?
I don't give a fuck. I don't. God, I don't give a fuck.
God. No. Okay, so here's what was hot about that guy that the guy that I dated for 3 years. What was hot?
Not the guy that shit in your bathroom.
No, I mean he was hot and he had a very large dick. But
right. That's good. Apparently,
that's the great equalizer. That's the great equalizer.
I was like,
apparently plugs the toilet. So.
Okay, so what was attractive about the guy that I was dating?
Mm-hmm.
And you know him. The nice. So. Was that...
My eyebrow's never going down for the rest of the show.
Right,
you realize
exactly.
That.
Both are. You gotta think you have both
the people's eyebrow, like
wow, both sides. That's
Dwayne Johnson.
You know how I learned how to do this?
How?
When I was a little kid, we were watching the Carol Burnett show.
Oh yeah.
And she started doing that.
Did she do both?
She did both.
How do you do that?
I can do that.
Oh my god.
Oh, wait a second. Orpheus is doing it.
Now I can't. No way. Now I'm worried about forehead wrinkles, so I'm not gonna do it. But I mean, I got.
And by the way, we don't give a fuck.
We don't give a fuck, Vanya.
No. But Orpheus, do we give a fuck about forehead wrinkles?
No.
Well, you're a man. You don't have to. So, what was the point I was gonna make? Okay.
No. I mean, on women, we don't give a fuck.
Oh, really?
Here's the you
that's so care true. About that?
I don't care about. I've never been with a woman and like a wrinkle, a cellulite, a thing, and I'm like, oh, I can't have sex with her. Never in my life have I ever thought about that. Oh, she's got a little crow's feet. Fuck it, I don't care.
Right.
You know.
Nicole's gonna weigh in.
Go ahead.
I can tell you that I currently have a body I'm uncomfortable in, but the guys don't give a fuck.
Your body is hot.
I'm getting just as much sex as I was when I was skinny, man.
If not more.
You know what? Here's the thing. I think I would be comfortable in your body.
Yeah. Well, the way men have reacted to my body, like, and my just like the compliments I get.
Oh, your body's hot. It's hot.
Well, thank you. But it just made me feel very comfortable in this body. I'm like, okay, so even though I'm not what I thought attractive is, I'm still attractive.
You've always been attractive.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
If women want to get laid, there are statistics that can tell you how to proportion your body to be most attractive to the widest group of people. If you want to get laid, there's certain languaging and certain outfits that statistically will get you laid more.
I
think Vanya's wearing
one. I just think walking out the door. I don't know any woman not getting laid.
What I'm saying is the widest demographic, if you wanted to. But I'm going to say this about Vanya, and what she's alluding to, is that the heavier a woman is, the more carnal a man feels towards her, and this is statistically been proven.
And that's actually what Nicole was saying.
It's the Venus of Willendorf's kind of syndrome, where the Venus of Willendorf was this very buxom, very zoftic, beautiful, thick woman, and she was the icon, like the icon of womandom, and she was heavy. And people have found that if you have these proportions, which are very robust, that men really, maybe you don't fit the sociological narrative, the socioeconomic narrative of I have to have a trophy wife and she has to look like this, but they want it. They looking for it. They're hungering for it.
My number one video on YouTube exponentially is the BBW con.
Oh, interesting.
Oh yeah.
My whole life, as a black man, most of my life is BBW.
I'm with you. I'm with you. But you were going to say, Vanya, we rudely interrupted.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, Nicole. Go ahead, Nicole. You were going to say.
The men that are like these men that I would have thought were out of my league when I was insecure and skinny, I'm just like nailing them as a bigger woman.
Right.
And it's shocking. Like I had no idea it was like that.
Yes, that's exactly.
It's like it.
And here's the thing: there's a difference between what a person will present in public and what a person will do in private.
Right.
Which is a horrible thing, right? But actually, what we do in the shadows is actually more authentic to who we are as human beings, as opposed to what we will do and perform like trained fucking animals in public. Right. And that is the thing. And again, I don't want to go too deep into this intellectual narrative, but it really proves that Carl Jung was fucking wrong about what we do in the shadows and what we do in the light.
What was his
his idea was like, if you want to be integrated, you have to integrate with what society wants you to be.
Or your shadow.
And what's okay, the light, right? What's okay to be brought out in public and what you do in private. But who you are as a human being is what you do in private. The most authentic self is the stuff that you're scared to share.
Yeah.
Right? So here's the scenario, right? You get a kid. I don't know if you guys have kids, but if you say, hey, clean this room, what is the first thing a kid does? Shove everything in the closet, right? And then present to you what they think you want to see.
Right.
Right? We do the same exact thing as human beings. What we do is we shove everything that is us into a closet and then present to the world what we think the world wants to see. And then we say this is our authentic self, and it's not. It's not an authentic. Everything that is you is in that closet. And that's why people have this wonderful feeling of relief when they come out of the closet. Because now they get to present who they really are.
That's interesting because you know what? Like tagging on that, I think this is why there's so much anger like simmering beneath the surface. Everybody wants to protest this or that thing or that thing. I think because more than ever, people are kind of retreating back to the closet, retreating inside because of the sort of very public platform that social media is, right? So now, someone says something, the group decides, like this group think that they don't like it, and now you're pilloried in front of all, and then they're all throwing stones at you or whatever. And it's very strange. It's hard for someone to have an opinion and now be their authentic self because of the pressure to join in with everybody else.
Well,
and I think that's why I push against
everybody's isolated. Huh?
Like Hester Prynne.
Hillary?
Absolutely.
Oh my God, that was hot. I love a woman with a big vocabulary.
Oh yeah.
I like big vocabularies. Cannot lie.
I'm telling you. Oh my God.
It's true. And I loved your pontificating. But I was gonna say, go back to what you were saying. Do the eye contact, the eyebrow.
Right.
But don't go any further or don't hit on somebody. I've lost amazing women doing exactly that.
What do you mean?
Exactly.
Yes, because I didn't go for what I wanted, and they wanted me, and I didn't think they did. There's somebody I'm thinking of, Nicole knows I'm talking about, the one that got away. She actually had to say to me, first off, I thought she was gay because she was with a girlfriend when I first met her. Right. Then she was hanging out with me all the time, and I was like, I don't know, because everybody, somebody wouldn't want to be friends with me and all that.
Right.
So
what did you do when you found out that she wanted you?
Well, here's what she had to do. She had to actually tell me, no, I like you.
Okay. And then
she actually told me we're in third grade.
Right.
Well, we went out on a date and...
Did it?
No.
You didn't fuck her? I mean, you didn't connect. Hey,
What nice vocabulary.
Hey, we thought you were. What did you say, pillory? Now you think, did you fuck her?
Yes.
Did you?
I pillared her. No. What happened was we were supposed to go out on a picnic. We had it all set up, and it was raining or something that day, so she had to go to my house, and I had to I was cooking and everything, and I was just
Ooh,
I was so.
cook. Wait.
No. Yeah. So I know how to do these things, but I was just so.
Okay.
It would just because this had been building up for probably close to a year, 9 months. And I was just so eager to please that it didn't happen. It was just that I lost it. I have.
This is exactly what we're saying.
I have zero.
This is what I'm saying.
I have zero margin for error. Zero margin for error.
You could have erred all over the place.
I don't agree with how she's approaching. I'm just gonna say.
Okay,
I think we landed on the same thing. I'm not gonna say that. I'm gonna say this.
Well, you say it. What
you say it because I want to hear what you go.
Okay, what I'm gonna say is. Remember what I was saying now about the resistance that you build up to a thing. So now it was so important, right? It was when at first you were like, I don't even know what.
No. I wasn't like that.
Okay, but
I was like, I really like her. Is she
but you
liking
weren't
me
hitting
back?
on her because you didn't think that she liked you. So she liked that. So in her mind, she didn't know what you wanted. She just thought you didn't want her, and that was
which I always thought was obvious. That that's
all right, but she didn't know, and so that was interesting to her. That kind of
I think she knew.
Right? Well, but
women know.
Yeah, but you never acted on it, so it built up a little bit of frustration, a little sexual tension inside of her. But then when you had her, then now it was so important to you, and she could feel it, right? And so it fizzled. So if you kept that same energy of.
But if I kept that, here's the thing. But if I kept that same energy,
dark therapy session, take one.
No. But if I kept that same energy, we'd still be going out and doing nothing.
No, you could still be with her and not. And have it not be so important that you elevate her to the point that you
at some
de-elevate
point you
yourself.
have to actually go for it. So there can't just be so there was this guy. He's not very
Nicole, 6 therapy session.
Yeah.
No, I'm just explaining. There was this guy. He liked me, and I was like, I didn't feel very secure because I'm still getting used to my new body, and so I didn't go for it. But then finally one night he walked over to me and goes, "Your friend Melody hates me, and I haven't even kissed you yet." And I was like, "Well, are you going to kiss me?" And that was it. You have to eventually. There was another guy who I met at a restaurant. And then I said, "Oh yeah, I come here often. I live nearby." And then I left that open for him to make a move if he wanted.
He said it that slowly and carefully so he wouldn't miss it.
And then he was like, "Oh yeah, here's my number. If you're around, maybe we can hang out." And I gave him a chance to shoot his shot. You always got to shoot your shot. If you don't shoot your shot, you don't get the fish.
That's true.
Okay, so here's let's hear what Orpheus has to say.
I know you're
since he is the expert and he gets paid for this.
Can I say one more thing? Because I know you're going to land on it. I know you're going to land on it, and you're gonna close it out with like headliner style. So here's my last point that I'm sure.
What am I, the feature?
I'm just a feature. I'm just a feature comic here.
I'm the MC. I'm the host.
Yeah, you're the host. I'm featuring. He's going to headline this.
Yeah.
So.
And Nicole's a drop-in. She's a bumping.
Nicole's a drop-in. She's bumped other people. She's bumped other comics waiting in the wings. Right. She's like, "Do you know who I am?" So, here's my last thought on it. It's this. It's about me. Okay, you have to hold space for yourself and make sure you also are important. It's just not about them. They're already pedestalizing you. She's already been fantasizing about you.
Oh, really?
She's already pedestalized you. He's not. Well, he's beautiful. He's looking at me, but he's not. He's not closing the deal. I'm frustrated sexually. I don't know if he really wants me. I'm going to go home and think about it and masturbate. Right? Mm-hmm. And it's on her mind. She's ruminating about it, and she's elevated you. Right? And then now you finally find out she likes you. Now it's so important to you, and she can feel it. And so where she put you, you're putting her. And she liked elevating you in her mind.
How can we elevate each other?
My advice is to say, "Can I kiss you?" Like, you're going to find out right then and there if that's going to actually go somewhere. And she's probably going to say yes. If she's in your house while you're cooking her dinner, she's probably going to say yes.
Yeah.
But you have to go for it.
Wait, did you not kiss her?
We did not. Well, we did other times, but not that night we did not. Like, she was...
Because, I mean, you were making such a big deal about making her dinner and making sure everything was accounted for. You forgot the most simple thing, which is just to go for it.
And to be present. Were you more interested in the dinner? Did she start to feel like she was elevated?
No, I was present.
I think if you would have gone for it, you could have had it.
All right. Well, I'll check with her. Now, let's hear what the man who gets paid for this has to say.
The man we all came here for.
Right.
Let's everybody, Orpheus,
I came here to be with all of you.
No, headliner.
So here's what I think. I'm just gonna hone in on this.
Because you know what I'm saying, though.
What is it? What do you want?
Honestly, with her, I wanted a relationship.
And then you should have said that.
Mm-hmm. That's hot.
That's it.
All
if
right.
you don't know what the it is, which is it is usually the placeholder for desire. If you don't know what you want, and you don't have the courage to ask for it, then you will never get it. And what I was going to say is, look, Nikki Sixx, my grandmother used to say, "Closed mouth don't get fed."
Mm-hmm.
Right? So if you don't ask for what you want, then you will never get it. And you have to have a priority for this conviction, right? Because here's the thing. I just started dating vanilla.
What?
Oh my fucking god!
Newsflash.
Who's vanilla?
No. I'm like I usually date kinky, right?
Oh, but vanilla as in like boring. Right. I mean, not vanilla.
Or normies or civilians or whatever you want to call it. Not kinky chicks. Like opening myself. I used to only date. Girl, I used to go to Home Depot and pull a chick, or go to and do a
Are
thing
there
and bring
kinksters
them
at Home
into
Depot?
Oh man, there's certain places that you go.
Oh, because they have the power tools.
Are they building playpens or something? What are they doing?
I'm really again sapiosexual. I'm always doing profiles on submissive people to find out where the best areas to find them. But that's not the point.
Where's Sub?
Yeah, please let's.
Where's Sub going? I think
Home Depot, the library, whoever else.
The point is that there's been a paradigm shift since COVID.
Target.
Where are they going?
Since COVID, I haven't been able to truly find the people that I'm looking for. So I just opened myself to start dating, period. And so what I've come to kind of realize is that it's really difficult to. Most people don't know what they want.
Right.
And they're just kind of winging it and going on feelings. But my job is to make sure that this person understands what I want with them.
Right.
That they're a unique human being that triggers a certain chemistry within the framework of who I am.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to see where that goes, what I feel for them, what I feel in this moment. And I'd rather them hate me for being honest than loathe me for not sharing my desire.
I always
because
say
cowardice is a problem.
The worst thing they can do is say no. That's
right.
literally all
And you know, it's not the worst because they can be like, you fat. You know what I mean? It's not the worst. They can cause a scene, but but at the end of the day, again, are you willing to be in integrity with who you are and say, you know what, I really like you, and me going out with you is in the hopes of X, Y, and Z, just straight up. And a person they might say, yeah, I like that too, and ghost you. They might do this, that, and the other, but I'm only working for a small percentage of the thing. I like long-term relationships with certain people, and I want to have those relationships over and over again. And so if you respect honesty, if you respect the person who's going to come to you and share what they want with you or want from you or want to have with you, then I'm that person, right? But I'm not going to just play this game of kind of mishaps.
Right.
Where, maybe we'll play. Maybe we'll bring out some toys. Maybe we'll go to dinner. Maybe we'll go on a date. I'm dating you with a very specific intention in mind, or not.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And I've been out with 3 girls so far, and I think I'm maybe 2 and 1 at this moment in time. Which for me ain't normally a thing.
That's you're usually 3-0.
I'm usually 3-0.
I'm usually 0-3.
Right, but things have changed since COVID.
Yeah, well, everybody's isolated. Nobody has social skills anymore. Everybody's staying with their own tribe. But I'll tell you what, because we were talking last time Vanya was on the show about threesomes.
I love threesomes. Nice.
Yes, but we were talking about, and you're polyamorous.
Yeah.
Now they were like, the woman has to insist they have to pick out the girl. You can't have the guy pick out the girl.
That ain't my life.
Yeah, I haven't done that in a while. Look, it's funny that you bring up COVID because we were stuck in our homes.
Right.
Everybody kind of went through a sort of. I think everybody's going through some sort of self-discovery right now.
Oh yeah.
And introspection.
The people that would have not have said things a few years ago in public are saying them, and a lot of them I don't like what they're saying.
Well, some of those things are stupid. Yeah, some of the things are stupid.
And there's a difference between threesomes. Let's just make sure there's a difference between threesomes, orgies, and polyamory,
Right?
And non-monogamy.
Absolutely.
Right? There's a difference,
Mm-hmm.
and really, what's publicly palatable is not necessarily what everybody's into.
Right.
So we have to understand that, certain parts of the subculture are going to be above board and you're able to talk about your desire in certain places. Other stuff will get you fucking torched, on the internet.
No pun intended coming from the King of Fire.
Nice.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think if you're polyamorous, you need to tell that to the person.
Well,
that you see.
Orpheus
right,
does.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Right? There are men that don't tell you that.
But what I'm
So let me
polyamorous,
know.
my version of polyamorous.
Let's hear it.
Right? And so my desire is to be me and multiple women. Right? That is my desire. I understand that that's not palatable. But people often think like, oh, well, that means I can't have another partner. You can have another partner. It just means I don't want to be with other men.
Right.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I don't care who you date or who you're with. But when you come to my house, know that I have a wife that's there. I have my teenage sweetheart here.
Right.
My other girlfriend lives up the street, right? And my other partner's 5 minutes from here.
Right.
Right? And so when you come over here, just understand that Jeffrey or Jacob or Anthony or whoever it is ain't welcome in my bed because that's not what I'm into.
Right.
Right.
But that doesn't mean that I'm pushing everybody out and I only want to speak to my desire.
Right.
So if you're asking me what I want, let me tell you what I want, but don't judge me for it in the same way I won't judge you. Right. So for me, I tell people what my definition of poly is. That may not be yours.
Right.
That may not be hers. Right. This is my definition of poly. And if it's not your cha-cha, thank you. There's some lovely parting gifts. Go, move on, and we can move on. You know what I mean?
Your consolation prize is
exactly. But at the end of the day, I do better with bisexual women. And I say bisexual.
But isn't every woman bisexual, though?
No.
Okay.
I am, but...
That's what I'm saying.
No.
No.
No, I have...
There are women that are not.
As a woman who currently has a partner who wants to have threesomes, I had to explain to him that my friends aren't gay.
Mm-hmm.
Some women don't want to sleep with other women.
But you don't want to sleep with your friends either.
No, but if they were interested in me, that might change, but they're not.
And sometimes you're the exception.
What do you mean?
Sometimes there's an exception. Sometimes, like I've dated women and like I'm not into women, but there is a woman I'm attracted to.
Oh,
and
yeah,
she's my exception. Right? And so I
don't.
don't wear the bisexual title.
Well, like I have one friend that I have made out with and that I would have a threesome with, but my other friends are straight, and I respect that. Like you can't just go forcing yourself on somebody that's not interested in you.
But what I'm saying is, every woman I know has experimented.
But that doesn't mean that they are bisexual.
Exactly, they're experimenting. I mean, I love women so much.
But we're in here with two bisexual women, but
and there's just something about them.
But no, definitely not. Not all women. Some women are very straight to the point that it would make them very uncomfortable if another woman hit on them.
Absolutely.
But I mean, straight.
Yeah.
These are straight.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I love
and those women don't relate to me, by the way.
Right,
like I predominantly go bisexual, possibly even lesbian.
right.
Like those are the women that do the best in my spaces.
Really?
Yeah. No, I
Right.
get that.
Yeah, because
Because you're such an alpha male, I wouldn't think.
No, I
well,
think
here's the thing. I don't give a shit what you identify as. I just need to know the relationship you want to have with me. I don't care about your past or your history.
Right.
I don't care what you've done. I don't care who you've done it with. Who do you want to be with me?
Right.
That's all I care about. So if you want to do that, that's great. Let's talk about boundaries. Let's
Right.
talk about what we're going to do, and we can move forward from there. But it's not about alpha and beta.
Right.
I've flogged and dominated so many lesbian women and men.
Right.
I'm an equal opportunity dominant. I will dominate anybody. I won't have sex with it. I won't have intercourse with anybody. But I'm open. Man, that's my job.
Yeah. I know.
Hot.
Right? So I don't
Like,
mind.
hot.
I have a partner. I have a poly partner who is trans.
Yeah.
Right? And I don't mind flogging her on a regular basis and spanking her and making her crawl and doing all that stuff. It's great. We have not had intercourse.
I love this because this to me it represents like I don't know, new America. Like this is super.
Well, this is not new to me. These are my friends.
Yeah,
this is welcome to my life.
No, I love this conversation. I'm not into polyamory, poly at all, but I love that.
You're into cocked eyebrows.
I think I've got myself drunk. But
you don't.
How is she not into poly when she's talking about this partner, this partner, this partner, this partner?
One at a time.
But see, again, it's not an orgy. It's about the amount of connections that you're having.
I want to be connected to someone who's just with me.
Or are you connected with multiple people?
I can't be connected with multiple people.
But you just talked about all the people that you were with.
Yeah, but they were one at a time. I mean,
but
be quiet.
By the way,
I don't think I can because I like to just be all in on that person, and I don't have enough time. I can't give that to everybody.
But polysexual,
I'm tired. I got shit to do.
We're not talking about sex because sex. If we're talking about polysexual, you're talking about being a swinger. You're talking about being that has nothing to do with relationships. We're talking about the amount of authentic connections that you're having with intimate.
Well, then those other people have to be friends. Then I mean,
but here's the thing.
Okay, explain it to me.
I was gonna say
one person one night and the other. You're not thinking about the other person.
It's not sex. Forget sex. That's the problem that people have with poly. If I have an intimate relationship with you where we are intimate, we are close, we are cuddling, we're spooning.
I like spooning. I like cuddling.
You love eye contact. We show up and we have coffee, and you're an intimate partner of mine.
Cuddling is intimate.
Then technically, in my opinion, you are my poly partner because I'm sharing intimate secrets with you. I'm talking to you. I'm touching you. I'm being intimate with you. It doesn't mean that we have to have intercourse. This is not about polysexual. Polyamory means multiple loves. If I love for you and care for you and am there for you and am vulnerable with you and open with you and sharing with you, and I have multiple people that I do that with, that's polyamory.
Isn't that like a huge amount of time on your calendar? I mean, I got things to do.
Well, this is what he does.
I have 2.5 partners right now.
Oh my god!
I'm not necessarily poly. I'm just not in a monogamous relationship at this time.
Well, see, again, you can call it non-monogamy, but do you care for both of them?
No, I like one, and the other one's a booty call.
Okay, well, never mind. Then you're not poly.
But I was going to say, your beautiful wife, Indigo, last time I saw her, I've never seen her look more radiant. She was man. She was. You were with another woman, and she was glowing.
Oh man, I loved my wife of 28 years is absolutely beautiful.
Well, it's not that she was just beautiful. She just seemed really happy that night.
I mean, beautiful as a person, beautiful as a body, beautiful as a human being.
Well, she's
everybody in my life is amazing. To me, the thing that I pride myself on is having beautiful people around me.
Right.
And they might not be your taste and your taste and your taste and your taste. These are amazing human beings that we can say we've been together 28 years, 35 years, 15 years, and then 15 years, and then 5 years. And we've seen graduations and death and life and people being born and people going into caskets. And we've done everything together.
Right.
And most people can't say they have one friend for 5 years that has done that.
Right.
Right. To me, I hired to retire. Right. I hired to retire. I go into every relationship thinking that this is a life partner. And so that's why it's so hard for me to date. Mm-hmm. Because I have a higher bar, a higher criteria. If somebody's looking for a booty call, I get paid to do this.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You can pay me to tie you up. You can pay me to strap you down. You can pay me to do all these things. I will do all this.
And you get that, but you also get that outlet too.
I do get that. And again, you're absolutely right, Mark. I would say if I was single, I'd probably have a very different opinion.
Right.
If I wasn't poly, I'd have a very different opinion.
Right.
But because I am poly, I have a different perspective. I can see it from the outside.
Right.
I'm not under pressure. I'm not trying to use schemes or hooks.
But you don't have to. I mean, at this point, your reputation precedes you.
But what I'm saying is how I got here was I had to have nothing and then build in a way that's authentic. And so I have a partner, but think about how many people I had to go through before I found that 128 year. And think about the healing that I had to do to get that 35 year back.
Right.
And think about to maintain those 215 years, what I had to do. Most people ruin their own relationship.
Right.
They open their mouth and say something stupid or do something stupid or have an insecurity. It ruins the thing that they had.
Right.
I have to do the healing work on myself constantly to be able to maintain what I have.
Right.
Right? Most people aren't doing that. They're so busy trying to get that they don't understand how to keep.
Right. So, Nicole, can you believe we've been talking for an hour and a half?
Really?
It's gone by so fast.
Yeah.
As I
I'm
knew it
biting
would.
my nails off right now.
No, you've been
Like,
biting your nails for the last 10 minutes. Why is that?
No, I just I mean I love talking about relationships and sex and stuff like that. I mean I'm in a transition phase with it right now.
You have been since
Yeah.
since
Well, like I was in a relationship with someone that just constantly left. It felt very nebulous, and I didn't really know what was going on. You know, and it was just I felt like it was
nebulous. No, she's gonna everything's gonna be a vocabulary word now.
Oh, that's just how I talk. I'm sorry.
Nebulous.
Oh, I mean, we're writers.
Yes. What a dichotomy.
Not what a dichotomy. No, it's just I felt like I was and I felt like
So it wasn't supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Wow. Oh my God, I'm so wet right now. No, it was so, you know, as I said, gray and nebulous, and I didn't know what was truly going on. And then for the last 3 months, he's been traveling, and I haven't been having sex with anybody. I've been, been waiting for him to get back. Nice eyebrow. And then, as I started investigating, because he wasn't reaching out to me as much, I realized he was out there seeing somebody else. So just be honest, just be straight up. It's just, so I'm in this sort of.
What an asshole.
Yeah, well, I mean,
I've never,
what he is, but I mean,
I've never cheated on anybody in my life. I never thought about it. My whole thing is, if you are looking at other women and you're tempted, something's not right.
Do it.
Something's not right.
But I'm just saying,
with what you have.
If he wants to be polyamorous,
unless you're polyamorous, which I'm not.
If you want to be poly, just say it. Actually, my kink would also be, if you did want to fuck other people and you want to come back and you want to tell me about it, and I find that hot because it's all about connection. I just want authentic connection. To be honest,
definitely about that.
Right.
She's like, can you tell me the story? I want to hear everything.
Yeah, there's just
she loves that. Yeah.
It's about the authentic connection at the end of the day. It's about
honesty
and connection.
I said that at the beginning.
And connection.
Right.
And I even, because my body was picking up on it earlier. I'm like, are you a sex addict? Because I mean, you can just let me know.
Right.
No. Are you with other women? No. And it's just like, if I gotta dig through all those lies to find the truth,
and you put this guy on a pedestal.
We eventually will.
You put this guy on a pedestal.
I guess so. I guess I pedestalized him, but I always knew that something was off. I just wanted to know the truth. The truth probably wouldn't have been me breaking up with him. The truth could have been like, all right, well, that's kind of hot if you want to tell me about it. But if you're not going to be honest, then I can't figure out what to do next. But you got to give me all the information so I know what to do next.
Exactly.
Well, see, that's how I wound up in my dating situation. Someone cheated on me.
Oh, really?
And I was with that person for 9 years. Right? And so that was a huge thing for me. And so the thing is like, you didn't have to cheat. I'm poly.
Mm-hmm.
Like you don't have to.
Somebody cheat on you in a poly relationship.
That's what I'm saying. Like, why are you? No, thank you. I'm like, why would you cheat in a poly relationship? You don't have to. You just ask.
Does she feel like she couldn't be herself or something?
You know,
like, what's going on?
It's funny because the two people who cheated on me that I'm aware of, that I know of,
right?
Both said the same thing. I didn't think that you would be okay with me seeing somebody else. I'm like, that person's married. That person's married. That person's married. Why would you think that?
Right.
But at the end of the day, it's cowardice.
Mm-hmm. Oh my God! Yep, exactly.
At the end of the day, it's just cowardice. There's no reason for them to not.
Well, that's why I find honesty. That's why I say honesty is my kink, because it is bold. There's something very bold about honesty
And transgressive.
You're right. You're being
you with the vocabulary,
right?
Oh, you know I got.
Yeah,
I know you had to throw it in there.
You're being bold and vulnerable at the same time. You're exposing your feelings. You're exposing yourself, and there's something very badass about it. And I feel I love honesty more than anything else. I will do things I will do things over that kind of honesty. You know.
Okay.
So if he would have just said, I want to date you, and I also want to date other women. I want to put my dick in on. Just be straight up, and I would have been like, well, Call me and tell me about it
But most
afterwards.
people
I find women hot too.
I don't want
Let me
you.
join.
They're gonna be like, I don't want you to put no dick in you, and that's really what
He
it
wanted
is.
me to be exclusive. He's like,
Exactly.
we're exclusive, and I think of
what is that?
That's what it's.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
It's greed. It's absolute greed. It's again, it's controlling too. Like I want to be with other people, or I want you to be with anyone else, and I don't think that I can ask for that.
Right.
Maybe
And
that's what the
the
women
problem.
thought about you. They thought you just wanted.
Exactly.
They wanted.
But
that you wanted
they also
But
in a way
mine-
sought you out for control.
Exactly, but the thing is too is if like I'm literally demonstrating that you can have other partners because I have 2 other partners that are married to other people.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Like how is that? Well, how is that a thing? No, it's in my case it's an excuse. It's an excuse for cowardice. And again, I think to love authentically is courageous. And so to me, one of the things is to be submissive is an act of courage.
Right.
To be in integrity is an act of courage. To love from a place where you are fully vulnerable with another person is courageous.
It's
To me, if you're not being courageous, fuck passion, fuck the other stuff. If you're not being courageous, then you're not being authentic to yourself.
but people can take advantage of that.
Yeah.
Because I told you
But
when
that's the
I saw you at
courageous.
Sanctuary,
That's why
one
it's
of the
courageous,
best
yeah.
shows this year, we had author Karma Said, who was married, she had kids, she was doing a story about the Me Too in the BDSM scene.
Oh.
Yeah, and
Oh wow.
and she ended up being a sex slave of one of her sources who was being Me Too'd.
Wait.
And I'll send you the show.
What?
And and
I know this version.
Yeah.
I've met them both.
yeah, I'm sure. So, but it was funny because she still was oblivious to the control he had over her life. You could tell, like in the interview, like, and then after the
She was
interview,
still.
I didn't hear from her until he heard it, and he's like, "Oh, this is really great," and he especially liked my tactical soap. We're sponsored by Tactical Soap. If you want to, get women, this is pheromone infused soap. He really liked the ad read there, but he loved the interview. He's like, "Oh my god, he's asking amazing questions." But I asked her. She called me a sadist because of the questions I was asking. I was like, "I'm trying to turn you on," but he emailed me and he's like, "This is a great interview. I really love it." 2 hours later, she emailed me and like, "Oh my god, I didn't think he would listen to it. And he loved it. Thank you so much for having such a safe space and having such a great interview." Like, she didn't tell me she loved the interview until he like validated it.
Interesting.
Oh no, I'll send it to you. It's a
she's
very
still
interesting.
caught
interview.
up.
Yeah, but she still has a husband and kids.
And here's the thing: is control and power are totally outside of the morality that we like to impose on it.
Right.
You know what I mean, it's not what we think it is. It's totally amorphous. It's how you use it.
And I really want to ask you about this because Nicole has been really watching a lot of cult documentaries.
I have been watching a lot of cult.
And I'm not saying that, and obviously
good.
you're ethical, but some doms can be like a cult.
But here's the thing: is it's a cult is a group of people that follow one leader,
Right?
and it's up to that leader to say whether what they believe is beneficial to the group or not. Most people in a cult are it's top down, and that person does what's in their best interest, and everybody supports their best interest,
Right.
even to the detriment to themselves. And so, I mean, anything can be a cult, right? So, in relationships are no different.
Of course.
But some people want to be in a cult.
That's what I'm saying.
And it's
People
a lot
want
of
to be
People
led.
nowadays.
There's a lot of people. But again, if anytime you like a guy with charisma, well, what's the number one thing about a cult leader? He's charismatic,
Yep.
Right.
right? So we're saying,
Okay, David Koresh.
you can't be like charismatic in the club and like, oh, that guy's hot, but I don't like cult leaders. That's bullshit.
Yeah.
He's a
Right.
cult leader. It's a
Yeah.
cult of one,
Absolutely.
right? And so for me, if we're talking about power is led through a charismatic personality, regardless as to who's wielding it.
Nowadays, you don't even need to be that charismatic. You just need to say what's on your mind because people are afraid to do that.
Right.
People are afraid to speak their
But
mind.
I think charisma has something to do with it.
Well,
there's
for
people
sure.
talking shit, but they're not charismatic.
Here's the thing.
Exactly.
I think people are speaking.
There's a lot of
When I say
followers
people
and
are-
very few leaders.
When I'm talking about people speaking their mind, I see people parroting other people.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I see.
Agreed.
I see a lot of parrots. I don't see people thinking. I don't see a lot of individuals.
But it's always been that way.
Right.
There's always.
But I think social media is really it's
right.
just a bunch of watchers and followers.
There's always one teacher and a bunch of students.
Right.
There's
Absolutely.
always one CEO and a bunch of employees. It's our entire world is based on the same, predicated on the same thing. But within the framework of a relationship, the person with the power has to. You gets it because they're a charismatic personality, or at least more charismatic than the person who's
or the one that doesn't give a fuck,
right? But the mistake that I think people get, it make, especially as a follower, is it's not about giving away your power. What it's about is giving away authority.
Right.
Right. So when what I want a person to do is not consent, because there's not a lot of consent that actually happens. What people usually go on is consensus. Right? They're like, well, this is what boys and girls do, or this is what girls and girls do, or this is what and since I'm in that situation, I'm supposed to go along it. That's consensus. It's not consent.
Right.
Right? And then so people say, well, what's consent? Well, I get to say what I want or what I don't want, and you go along with it. Okay, that's great, but I want someone to authorize me to act in accordance with my will or my desire.
Right.
That's it. If you authorize me to be me with you, that's a whole different scenario. We are both flying in that space. You don't get to give away your power, because if you don't have power, we can't negotiate.
Right. And that's your ethics, but not every dom has those ethics.
Every person doesn't have those ethics.
Right.
But
people
again,
don't even know what they want.
Exactly. And that's what, and we come back to the thing again.
Right.
If my guys that I coach don't know what they want, they can't be ethical.
Right.
Because it's unconscious desire, it's sublimated desire.
Right.
Right? It's not intentional desire. When you just everything is intentional relationship design, from the relationship you have with a customer, to the relationship you have with your kids, to the relationship you have with your parents, to the relationship you have with your partner. It's all intentional relationship with design. But if you can't be intentional if you don't know what you want.
Right.
Period.
Well, I'll tell you what I want.
What do you want?
And trust me, I want to continue this conversation for another 3 or 4 hours, but I can't. What I want is a big finish to the show.
Big finish.
Big finish.
Big finish.
And I know Orpheus brought all his gear.
Oh, you're going to flog us?
If you would like.
Yeah, come flog us all. Let's see your stuff.
Well, I have so much stuff here. We're going to have to be very intentional with what we do.
Okay.
It's a small space and a lot of stuff.
Right.
So let me tell you what I brought, because I think this would be really fun. I brought 2 things that I know you love. One, I brought fire.
Right.
2, I brought a Sybian.
What the hell?
Oh, Sybian. You don't know what a Sybian is?
I brought a Sybian.
What the fuck is...
Tell her what a Sybian is.
Okay, so a Sybian is the largest vibrator that you can buy. It's actually a saddle, almost like a horse saddle that you ride. And not only does it have, and again, we won't do that part, but not only does it have insertion that moves, it also has vibration. Literally, if I turn that Sybian on right now at full blast, you would feel it in the next few rows of...
Bring it out, bring it out, bring it out.
So I have that. I also have rope for bondage, right? And I also have leather restraints and masks. So I have a bunch of stuff. I have a ton of things here. But we have to be very specific with what we want to do. So, one, we need to know who wants experience
this,
and what do they want.
Right.
Wait, we're going to put vibrators on each other? We can come, like, right now or something? I'm sorry, I got drunk. Am I allowed to say these things?
Yes, possibly. But that's it's... Nicole, any of that...
I'm not really a submissive in that way.
Ooh, that's even hotter.
Right.
That's hot.
But now we have a problem, because if she says you're drunk, now we can't do it.
Okay.
Oh, come on. Now, drunk is actually being in my real mind.
Then it would actually ruin my brand.
All right.
Well, pull it out. Anyway, let's see it.
Like, it's literally this entire case.
Right.
Pull these things out.
Yeah,
me being drunk, I'm not like on my... This is me in my actual zone.
Let's see the Sybian and see what it does.
Let's see what this looks like.
Okay, so let's do... Then we have to move some space, because it is big.
Okay, so it's too big for this
very
space.
Large. It is... I'm talking about like a horse.
And by the way, this is not the first time, if this happens, that you've brought somebody to climax on the show. It seems to happen almost every show.
Really? Okay, I have to...
No, do you remember... You have to pee or something?
I've been holding it for a while. Is that allowed?
Okay.
No.
No, go ahead.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because I wouldn't want that releasing on...
Yeah, so you go ahead. We'll go ahead. Yeah, go ahead and do that.
I'll walk her to the restroom.
Yeah, you walk into the restroom and we'll talk.
Okay.
This is hilarious.
This entire
This
suitcase,
is the Dark Mark show.
Like literally,
We're
this
gonna
entire
come
suitcase is a.
On camera.
Right.
Just kidding. I don't know.
You guys talk about it. Right.
So
Yeah, so this is Sybian, and this is Howard Stern really popularized this,
Yes.
but this was going on longer than Howard Stern. He just stumbled upon it.
exactly. All right, let's see. Where's the opening for this thing?
And when did you get this? When did you get the Sybian?
So actually, I started doing retreats, and I was like, what I want to bring into this is tech sex. I want to be able to go into electro stem and
Right.
just basically what is it technological that we can do where we're really pushing the edges and the boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is a Sybian.
Wow. Look at that. Look at that.
You can see it's heavy.
Yes, it is.
It's like a testament to the female orgasm. Like it is a monument.
How so?
Because the entire thing is designed to bring power into and absolute control into the vibratory area. So this thing can be taken from very minimal vibration to teeth shaking, spine shaking power.
Right.
Right? Not only that, some people need insertion plus vibration in order to arrive. And so this has a myriad of attachments that will allow you to have both happening simultaneously.
Right.
So this to me is like one of my favorites. But I have to tell you, it is an acquired taste. There are many people who can't really handle a Sybian. Some people say it's too much. But what I find is that when you're in the moment and you're really going into that space of relaxing, letting go, surrendering to the moment, that it's a type of orgasm that you can't get any other way.
Wow. Really?
Yeah. And so one of the things that I like to do is imagine you're doing like the flogging and you're doing all the other stuff. Well, how do I keep the person erotically charged? Well, oftentimes what I'll do is I'll have them sitting on a Sybian and I can control giving them a little vibration while I'm tying, a little vibration while I'm flogging, a little vibration while I'm flying. And I'll slowly turn it up. As the intensity ratchets up, I'll ratchet up the vibration. I'll ratchet up the swivel on the insertable.
Right.
Right. And then we keep going and we keep going until we get to a place where that person feels so comfortable, like so erotically charged that maybe we can even do climax control. It's like, oh, I'm going to come. Tell me when you're going to come. And it's like, okay, let's do a countdown. 10, 9, 8.
I've had that.
Right? And so you get to play with that. And slowly I'm turning it up as we go into this space. And then they have these monstrous orgasms that are really good. But it really is about how you relax into it.
Right.
Right? So Sybian is one of my favorite things to play with. And it is definitely in line with my kink.
Which is?
So my kink, hold on, I'm gonna get my camera up. One of my kinks is bringing as much technology into the bedroom as humanly possible.
Okay.
Right. So if you ever go to kink.com and see strict restraints where they have the person bound, absolutely they can't move, and they're using vibrators, they're using massagers, they're using fucking machines, they're using thrusters, they're doing all these type of things. That's like literally my type of kink. Right. I just did a scene where I had a person strapped down, completely exposed, with a fucking machine, 8-inch dildo going in. Plus, I had a Hitachi vibrator on her clitoris while I'm doing fire play and electricity simultaneously.
Okay.
Right? The orgasm that person did was crazy. Like, you know what I mean? And I'm super turned on because, like, this is my kink.
Giving women orgasms.
Oh, yeah. And
that's
it's not,
mine, too.
But through, I like overload.
Okay.
Like, I want to know everything that makes you happy. I want to do it all simultaneously. Like, I don't have enough hands to put my finger in you and vibrate, or use my tongue and do fire play and do knife play and do electricity. I need other hands. And so I have all the accoutrements so that at least we can get the thrusting, at least we can get the vibration all out the way. Then I can use my skill and tech to be able to do this. And sometimes even like I'll fuck a face put my dick in it and still do fire play while I'm face fucking, and they're still receiving all this this energy. To me, I want them to explode with pleasure.
Right.
Like when it comes to sadism, I'm a pleasure sadist.
Okay.
You know what I mean? That's what I'm into, and I don't care how we get to it.
Yeah, I don't think I'm a pleasure sadist, but that is my kink. People ask me what my kink is. It's giving women pleasure.
Yeah. Well, have you ever pushed it so much where it's like it's almost torturous?
Yeah.
Well,
I've done climax control. I've done some of that stuff.
And
yeah.
do you get off on it?
Oh yeah.
Well, I think you're a pleasure sadist.
Okay. That's not an every time thing, but it's I've played with it. Yeah.
If I could do it every time, I would.
Really?
Oh, if I could. That and like ritual sacrifice, like I'm also into that too.
Oh, please explain this.
No. Oh, so I definitely love doing like spirit rituals, sex magic.
Okay.
Simultaneously in different things too, and they're two completely different scenes where we're doing mantras, we're doing chanting, we're bringing candles.
Okay.
We're bringing intentionality, we're building sexual tension. We're using sigils that I can draw in with fire, or I can draw in with knives, or I can draw in with different evocations and different things. To me, that's really what I'm into. Like I'm into like extreme technology or extreme ritual, one or the other.
Right.
Like
have you combined the two?
Exactly. Well, I've never tried by might. I don't know if they fit together. I like to do them differently. Like my living room is set up for like tech, and my bedroom is set up like almost like a monastery where it's like candles everywhere.
Right.
Steel, gold, metals, restraints. To me, that's really something that really makes me feel amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And I love when they build so much sexual tension that they have to release. And so to me, that ritual sex is amazing. Oh. You guys had so much fun outside.
Oh, you had no idea what we were talking about. We were talking about climax control, all sorts of things.
Oh, it is a thing. Oh, it is a ride thing. Oh, because I was just thinking, like, wait, if I do have something on me, I don't have to take my clothes off or anything. I just realized.
No, you would not with this. This would go through jeans.
Yeah.
This thing literally would shake the entirety of this room.
Oh my god.
But yeah, so for me, like, it's either very primal, very primitive,
right,
or it's very technological. I'm like two extremes kind of guy.
Right.
I love the extremes.
Right.
Right. So, like I say, my
this is something that AI will never replace.
Fuck.
If it can, I want to fuck with it.
Okay.
Like, I'm definitely into the whole 9 yards. Right. And again, like my bedroom is like a monastery.
Right.
But my living room is built for tech.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So, Vanya, I have 7 minutes left on this SD card.
Oh,
what would you like to do?
No, wait.
Or would you like to do anything?
No, I want to go sit on this thing. Let's sit on it. Let's see what this is about.
All right.
Come on, let's go. Let's have some.
So before we do this, are you feeling confident enough to be able to sit on this and be okay?
What do you mean?
Like you feel?
And where we're gonna? I'm gonna sit on this table.
It's very intense.
Do you feel incapacitated in any way, shape?
No, I've peed.
Put the wine down.
I've urinated.
Put the wine down. You'll have that afterwards.
I'm less drunk. I'm way less drunk. I'm more. So actually, now I'm getting more like sober and like. Oh, okay.
Okay, well, this will sober you up. I don't know. What do you think, Orpheus?
I don't feel comfortable.
Don't feel comfortable? Okay.
Drunk.
I was drunk earlier. I'm no longer drunk. I peed it all out. Let's go. Let's do this.
It's up to you, Orpheus.
Yes, sir.
It's up to both of you, actually.
Especially since we're on camera, I don't think that I feel comfortable.
Okay.
That's not my brand.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like,
let's see it turned on.
If the words drunk were said, I would.
Could you turn it on so we can see what's going on?
Yeah, definitely. There is a plethora.
Yes, a plethora
of attachments. Of accoutrements.
Of accoutrements.
You know what I mean? And so I have like everything from very extreme.
That's pretty extreme.
Like a rabbit. You know what I mean? And they get bigger than that, of course.
Right.
To.
Wait. Oh! I get it now. I thought you just sit on the saddle.
You do. They have.
But you have accoutrements that you put on the saddle.
Oh, so then it is about getting naked. Okay. Then, yeah.
You don't have to get naked.
You don't have to get naked.
Oh.
This will literally go through the entirety of your outfit and everything.
Right.
But so
So you got a rubber on there. You put a helmet on the soldier.
You put a helmet on the soldier, right?
You should.
And for me, making sure that you have silicone that's really easy to clean and antimicrobial is very important. So a person would straddle this, and this would be against their clitoris.
Right.
I personally think it's better when you do have something protruding, so that you don't have to ride it. You just have to have this part on your clitoris, and then that way you get more contact, right? And then what I would do, I often do show. Speedy and Friends, and this is something that we found works really well, is to put it on an office chair.
Move this.
Right.
Put it on an office chair.
I'm very sober right now. I'm definitely getting on this.
I'm moving over to you to get a closer look.
All right.
You're sobering up really quick.
Yeah, right. When I saw him, I'm like, I'm sober.
Okay, so
all right, I'm gonna try this. I mean, I'm gonna see if this works.
Oh, you're gonna.
Nice. Where are you gonna? Okay, so
like you didn't say that intentionally. Come on.
This is a vibrator saddle, and
this is a Sybian.
Oh, Sybian. It's called Sybian.
We have power.
We have power.
Look at that.
Okay, so put your finger on.
Where?
Just put your finger on the top part. Just move it.
Oh, wait. Oh, that's nice.
No one.
Bye. See you later. Okay, wait. All right, wait. Where am I putting this? Wait. Oh. Oh yeah, that feels good. Ooh, that feels really nice. Oh shit. Oh wait, no, go fuck. Oh my god, fuck. Okay. I'm putting the camera on myself while I'm right. Oh shit. Oh fuck. That was so good. Oh fuck, that's so good. That's stupid. That's good. That's good. It's gonna take me a while though because I'm feeling insecure.
There's no reason to.
I don't know. I get there. That's hot. Ooh. That's good.
This is gonna be some real.
Yeah. Wait. But am I supposed to ride it or something?
Yes.
Oh shit! No, I can't do that. That is way too. Oh, I see. Yeah. All right. Okay. Wait. I'll ride it. Oh fuck. Okay. That's hot. Wait. So what? How do people? That's too. Oh, that's hot. Yeah, I can't do it. Yeah, that's too much. I get it. That's too much. I get it. If I ride this, wait, give me a second.
Okay. All right, ride it.
No, it's not, you're unable to do that. It's too hot. Oh fuck. Oh, that's too hot. Yeah, I can't do it. That's too hot. I'm way too.
All right, so we've experienced the levels.
I mean, I feel like I could have, but
that's okay. It's okay.
That's too hot.
Too hot?
That's hot. I mean, it's too like
too intense.
Yeah, in front of people. That's like
right.
No, I
then
get you turn it on again.
Yeah. So, what is that setting?
I don't want to get back on.
What is that setting?
So
Babe, were you willing to get on this? No.
So basically, what it is the settings can go very low, and they can go very high.
Right.
Right. And so most of the time, what happens is people have different stimulations. Like I'm usually tying people when this happens. I'm usually doing fire. I'm doing flogging, and that's one of the things that too. If you lean forward just a little bit,
yeah.
Exactly. So if you lean forward just a little bit more. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it all the way up to its highest setting.
Jeez.
It's not even at the highest setting yet.
I was just writing that moments ago, and it is dangerous. Oh my god!
That's the highest setting.
Hold on, let me get on
I will never date again. Yeah, you get on it. Are you going to get on it?
I'll get on it.
Go ahead.
Are you going to work your prostate?
Yeah, I'm going to work my prostate. All right, hold on. Let me get the camera over to me.
That's crazy.
All right.
Okay.
I'm
No,
like biting.
I think Nicole
Okay.
checked that. Checked out a long
Bring
time
it
ago.
just a little bit, you need
You're
to
done with us?
readjust.
Okay.
If Nicole is done with this, we should be.
It's your jeans are fully tight closet.
All right. Okay, like that. All right. You know.
It's that I was doing it publicly, which made
made me sort of insecure.
Hi, fans of Vanya.
Nice. I was, since I was doing it publicly, I was getting insecure about it. I was getting in my head.
I should be getting insecure because this is
just
awful.
Like you said,
this is weird.
It starts in the sex starts in the head.
Good. Okay.
So
Okay. That's good. Thank you for not putting up all the way high. Jeez.
All right, so let's go ahead and unplug it, and we'll bring it back over here so Vanya can sit down. And
Right. And we can end the show.
Oh my God.
I think we got the we got the. I will unplug it. We have got the. And if you can.
Oh my God. Yeah, I'll do the rest of the interview sitting on that. Actually. Yeah.
There you go.
Right.
Right. Well, speaking of that, Vanya, now, what happened to your website?
Oh, I pulled it down. I'll put it back up. That's so funny that you brought that up. Oh, okay.
I do research for this show.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I actually pay attention to who my guests are. And, yes.
Oh, thank you. Oh, I'll bring it back.
Especially you, because you're one of our best guests.
Oh, that's very kind. I'm sure you say that to everyone. That's very sweet.
I don't. No, Nicole will tell you, I don't say that to everyone.
You don't? Oh,
no.
That's very sweet. Oh, I'll put it back up. I pulled it down.
But very exciting times. Your birthday's coming up.
Yes, January 6th.
And what do you want for your birthday?
World peace.
Wow. I'll see what I can do.
Okay.
And,
thank you, God.
And also, you have a big show opening for Brad Umpton.
I can't wait.
In Washington D.C., your
I'll
hometown.
I'll be back my hometown.
Is that gonna be nervous for you?
You know, that was my hometown.
I know.
Okay. I'm not nervous. I'm excited about it.
Yeah.
And some friends of mine that have never seen me perform, they get to see me, and that's kind of fun too.
Is that nerve-wracking for you?
No.
Okay.
Not at all.
Just triumphant return.
Yeah. Yeah.
Triumphant return.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited.
So we're all gonna go to Red Lobster after this,
Ooh,
but
my kind of man.
Yeah. But
we should go to Red Lobster.
You should go to Red Lobster.
I'm gonna take you up on that.
Yeah, we should go.
But you look up Vanja Renee all over the internet.
I'm biting my nails because there's a lot of sexual things can happen.
I don't, trust me. You started biting your nails about an hour ago. So Vanja Renee on Instagram, on Facebook, on IMDb, on LinkedIn, on like every social
Vanja
media.
Shoals on LinkedIn.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
And but Vanja Renee, just Vanja,
yes.
Not Uncle Vanya, Vanya,
Exactly.
Vanja.
Check off, yeah.
Renee, Renee, and very funny stuff. YouTube as well. See what happens when you have your first black girlfriend.
I'm impressed nonstop with you. Okay.
As I am with you.
Thank you.
And you know who else is equally impressive? One of our best guests.
Hey!
Orpheus Black. Now, Orpheus, tell everybody how they can get a hold of you. Your website is up, and there's so many things that people can do. Now, how can people better themselves, better their relationships, better their marriages, better their everything?
Yeah, so you can go to orpheusblack.com. That's orpheusblack.com. And you can see all our offerings. We have videos to help you learn how to spank, tie. I have a book that you can also read about the art of surrender and submission. Ooh. And you can also do one-on-one coaching with me, Orpheus Black. Our 16-week program is there.
Right.
And
you just coach men?
I coach mostly women, actually.
Oh.
I coach mostly women.
But you coach couples as well.
I do coach couples. And so that's one of my favorite things to do. And so all those offerings are on orpheusblack.com. Go ahead and sign up, and you can get a 30-minute free call with me to see if we can work together. And
you have things on your website priced from $25 to thousands of dollars. We fit every price bracket. I don't want people to not be able to receive the type of help that they need because they can't afford it. Right. So I have something where people can work one-on-one with me and get specially tailored content for themselves, or they can get pre-done videos or even workbooks that they can use to kind of help themselves with their journey moving forward. So again, it's ORPHEUSBLACK. And you can also go find me, Orpheus Black, on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok. Yeah, and also, funny you should mention that, spelling your name BLACK, because this weekend you're doing the BLAQ show.
Yes, Black Jokes at, where am I? I'm going to be in North Hollywood.
Okay.
You can catch me there. Just look for it on Instagram. I'll be posting about it. I have shows on Saturday and Sunday, and then I think I have something on. I'm sorry. Wait, when do I have shows? Saturday.
I'll look into it. So
I just realized Saturday and Sunday, and then I have the mic on Sunday. I got to see what time I'm doing the show on Sunday. Make sure it doesn't overlap with the mic at Powerhouse.
Right.
But
BLAQ on Saturday and Sunday. Where are you playing?
Sunday. You know what? I'll have to look into that.
Well, we'll figure it out. It out.
It is a comedian's life. Like, I said yes to something that I know.
Nicole, I know you checked out when they got the Sybian, but what a great show.
Otherwise, it's fantastic.
Yes. Now, as you know, and a lot of people haven't, and we'll talk a little bit more next week, this is the second to last Dark Mark show ever.
It is.
Wait, what? What are you talking about?
Because I will be, I'm going to take a hiatus and figure something else out.
Wait,
this is the last Dark Mark show.
No. Next week is next week. Sin Twisted and Santa Claus is the last Dark Mark show ever. Nicole is moving on. Okay, Nicole is moving on.
I have a new job. I'm volunteering. I just don't have time for it, unfortunately, right now.
And I also want to keep doing podcasts, but I need to rebrand.
What do you want to rebrand it?
I don't know, but I need to be more specific.
Okay, we don't have to put this on camera. And
no, but I need to be more specific. Right. I don't know if I'm going to direct it all because I have different guests every week, and my fan base is just not following it. Oh. So it's too scattered, it's too random. So I have to focus. I'm going to keep doing podcasts. I'll have a new partner, maybe, or I'll do it myself. But I got to take a couple months off. I've been doing this for 10 years. It's time for a break to figure out. Really laser focus what I want to do. But I'll tell you who's laser focused is Nicole. Because she's got her poetry book, Slow Burn. That is not a slow burn. People are buying it all the time at lulu.com. You're writing scripts, and also you have the writing project. Tell people about that.
I'm just putting out a short story every month. If you're interested in that, contact me. But you can just find me on social media. I'm still Nicole6Books on Instagram and NicoleH6 on Facebook.
And this show was amazing. Next week is going to be even.
It's going to be
just as amazing. Well, it's going to be more amazing for you because I'll have gifts for you.
Oh, wow.
Or maybe Santa Claus will have gifts. But, and everybody, I'm Goth Comedian on all social media. Everybody, have a wonderfully creepy week. Bye.